One of the hottest teams in the entire city of Arlington is getting ready to potentially win a district crown, and we have all the coverage for you live on YouTube. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the very brief pregame show presented by Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services, Inc. Zach, Arnold, and Jot Holly on the call, but Jot may have to step away to take a look at some camera issues that we seem to be having as we get ready for the Lamar Vikings and your Bowie Volunteers. Jot, we'll have you on the headset for when we get to live action and play-by-play. Lamar is taking the field. Go ahead and step out and take a look at what's going on there, sir, because we want to make sure that we provide the highest quality stream for our viewers, and does not seem to be providing such quality for us. We thank you all for your patience as we get ready for the 5-0 Bowie Vols against the 2-3 Lamar Vikings. Lamar comes off a 70-54 win against Arlington at Choctaw Stadium just 1 week ago. Bowie has given up 70 before, but it has been a long, long time. They only gave up 7 against the Haltom Buffaloes 1 week ago in a 41-7 victory. And with a win tonight, they have an opportunity to become outright district champs for the first time since 2012. We get to bring you all that action live from Wilemon Field. At least we hope it'll be live. We'll bring you everything to the best of our abilities as we work tirelessly to get this game underway for you. I believe we finally have it, and it is almost time for the national anthem. So, Jot, we can bring you back onto the headset as we preview this ball game very abbreviatedly while he steps back into the fold. We want to remind fans that the pregame show is presented by Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services, Inc., a family-owned business with a team of professionals who have served the Arlington area for over 50 years. Don't let insurance be a headache. Chapman Cornelius can help you create a custom insurance plan tailored to your small business's needs and budget. Call April or Jason today at 817-265-3346. Jot, the Bowie Vols and head coach Joseph Sam and company are averaging almost 43 points per game, and we've got the number 18 passer in all of 6A, the number 5 rusher in all of 6A in the DFW area, and the number 4 receiver in receiving yards in the DFW area taking the field for the Volunteers tonight. But they're going to be going up against a really, really tough rushing attack. Kelton Barney ran for almost 300 yards and 4 scores against Arlington last week, vaulting him from number 17 rusher in the area to number 7. We could be in for some fireworks here tonight.
As a defensive-minded person, you have a lot to prepare for. As a defensive-minded person, you have a lot to prepare for both teams. Last week we saw Lamar come out and put up 70 against Arlington High, all on the ground. Didn't have to worry about passing. For Bowie, it's the opposite. It's a other story the other way around. Dylan Talley is kind of the main focus. Larry Nichols gets a lot done with his legs, but he wants to go armed first. It's going to be offense all day long. On defense, Braden Williams, 4-star athlete for Lamar. He's going to be busy keeping up with these Bowie Volunteers.
The anchor of the Lamar defense will be going up against the anchor of one of Bowie's offensive staples that has been playing for a few years now and has officially set the career rushing yards total. Peanut Darian Bowers, number 6, 3,310 career rush yards. Nobody else in Bowie High School history has ever done that, and there's still 2 regular season games left plus the postseason. Bowie has already secured a first-round home game, but they're looking for so much more in this ball game tonight.
And that says a lot because the story history of all these Arlington schools, especially Bowie, the story history of players that come out, offense and defense, to go out there and set the career rushing total. That means that you've been on your game every day. You showed up. You've taken what the coaches have told you during practice, and you've used it to come out here and set numbers like that. You're doing everything that you need to do to help your team win.
Bowie comes in with a 5-3 record. They lost all 3 of their gauntlet non-district ball games, but so far they have taken care of the likes of Arlington and Martin, and then dispatching Haltom last week to put themselves in prime position for their first district crown since 2012. All they need to do is get past these Lamar Vikings that put up 70 in their game a week ago. Gannon Carey is a 3-year starter, and he will get the ball for the Vikings to start this ball game. He's thrown for nearly 1,000 yards, 965. His touchdown to interception ratio is 6 touchdowns to 5 picks, but he's also run for over 450 yards and 5 rushing scores. He got 2 of those rushing scores in last week's game against Arlington. So combined, he had 141 on the ground, 107 through the air. You take that 141 and Barney's 294. There was almost 400 total yards just on the ground for Lamar's offense. We'll see if they try to go more of the same against Bowie, as this one is officially underway from East Arlington. It's fielded at about the 30-yard line, taken up the sideline. A couple of men in black jerseys are there to meet him, and Lamar will start at their own 36-yard line to start the ball game.
It's going to be interesting to see if Lamar can come out with the same type of offense they put up last week versus Arlington. Barney's going to get a chance to show it here against a very stout defense of Bowie. Look out, 00, Okello, defensive end. You got to keep an eye on him everywhere you go, and I'm sure Barney's going to have his eye on him coming out for this first drive.
Gannon Carey, number 2. Barney, number 4. 2 receivers to the right of the quarterback, 1 to the left. Man in motion. That's Jesse Little. They'll give it to Barney up the middle, and he will get stuffed at the line of scrimmage. 2 or 3 defenders in on the tackle there, led by number 90, Francisco Santos.
Santos with a big stop there. You see 00, Okello there getting high fives. He was also in on that stop. Very good job for Bowie. First play, knowing that Lamar is going to run the ball. You want to see if Carey can throw the ball. We didn't see a lot of that last week versus Arlington, so let's see if Bowie tests him and make him throw the ball this time early.
2nd down and 10. Barney will get it again up the middle across the 40, but he won't get through the second level of defense as they are there for the stop.
That was very promising 2nd down. He picked up 5. Good run up the middle by Barney. Now you can bring up an interesting 3rd and 5. We'll see if Carey's going to throw the ball or if they're going to hand the ball off. Watch out for Carey's legs as well. He's a very good read option quarterback. Bowie comes out with a 4-3. They have linebacker space across the field. That was a good throw there by Carey to pick up that first down. That was a good catch, caught right on the line to see if they give him the first down or not. If it's going to be 4th and 1. And Lamar is going to bring out the punt team. I guess that ball was dropped on the way down. So 4th and 5. It was still a good throw there by Carey. We didn't see much of that last week with Carey throwing the ball. So very interesting first possession for Lamar. Now Bowie has a chance to answer.
Token pressure applied. Coming up and making the grab is number 2. Is that number 2, Samaj Green?
It says here Johnny Macon, number 2.
Johnny Macon. I thought it was Samaj Green. So after the punt, we will get our first look at Trey Nichols, Darian Bowers, and company. After a 3-and-out defensively, best case situation if you are the Volunteers. Win, and they are outright district champs after Haltom defeating South Grand Prairie on the CW 33 last evening. Head coach Joseph Sam, offensive coordinator Willie Carter giving it to Bowers, I believe, on the first play there.
That's a big stiff arm by Bowers. He brought that man to him. He said, "Get off of me. Give me those 5 yards."
Hard fought yardage to bring up 2nd and manageable.
Bowers versus this Bowie defensive line is going to be versus this Lamar defensive line is going to be a very interesting test. Last week, Lamar still gave up 56 points to Arlington. So we're going to see if Lamar's defense kind of tighten up this week.
Nichols over the middle, caught across the 25. That should be close to first down yardage, maybe a yard short. They are going to say 3rd and inches. So another big defensive moment, this time for Lamar.
Barrett's time to shine here. Now is the Bowie leading rusher, career rusher. He's can get another carry here.
The leading rusher makes it to the corner, gets the first down, and gets brought down at the 35. That'll move the chains. A good pickup there. Williams in on the stop for the Vikes, but not before Bowers gets the first.
That's how you add to your all-time career rushing leading yards. Is picking up yards like that, fighting for them. 3, 4, 5 at a time. They add up, and it's added up for him over his career.
2 wide receivers set, a tight end in an H-back formation. Bowers with it, got a crease, cut into the corner, cuts back to the middle, lowers his shoulder and picks up nearly 10 on the play. Line judge says it's exactly 10 from the 35 to the 45. It's enough for a Bowie first down.
And that first down, when Bowers got to the 40-yard line, he made number 27, Jesse Holbert, miss the tackle. Holbert got up shaking his hands because he knew he had a tackle to prevent the first down. He didn't wrap up. Good job by Bowers using those legs, picking up yards.
They will spread it out now as Nichols looks underneath. It's going to be caught, cutting upfield across midfield, and finally brought down by Williams. That's number 3, Antonio Berdow on the catch. He has 19 catches for 308 yards and 4 touchdowns on the season. He picks up a first down here.
One thing we didn't see last week from Lamar was a lot of pressure. This week they're doing the same thing, playing a lot of man. But there's no man on top. There's only one man-on-man coverage right here at the bottom of your screen on Dylan Talley. Watch out for Talley number 8. There's no safety shading. He's in the middle of the field. We'll see if Lamar brings pressure or not.
3 receivers set. Nichols, pump fake, now going over the top. Got a man caught in stride, down to the 10. That's number 8, Dylan Talley. First and goal, Bowie.
And like we said, Talley's one-on-one coverage. You can't leave this exciting 4-star receiver one-on-one coverage with no safety over the top. And now Bowie's in the red zone at the 9-yard line, driving. They're about to get in here and try to get at least guaranteed 3, looking for 7. And now Dylan Talley's at the bottom of the screen again at the 10-yard line. No safety on top, man-on-man coverage. They might go back to Talley again. The snap to Nichols. He's slant on the inside of Talley. Talley catches that ball. Touchdown, Bowie. You can't go back-to-back man-to-man against a 6'3", 4-star wide receiver like Dylan Talley. And Lamar paid for it there. Quick 6 back-to-back catches by Dylan Talley, number 8.
They saw the matchup that they liked and took advantage of it. And Bowie is on the ball and on the scoreboard first. 7:52 to play in the opening period.
Good back-to-back throws by Larry Nichols there to Dylan Talley. Lamar's going to have to figure out something. They cannot keep a safety over the center of the field and keep Talley one-on-one by himself because he's going to kill you all game with it.
Espindola with the extra point up and good. Your new score, 7-0 here in the first. We'll be right back with Bowie Vols football on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing. John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com. Back to action at Wilemon Field. Bowie strikes first, 7-0 your score early in this ball game. Zach Arnold and Jot Holly on the call for Bowie Vols football on ZAP, presented by John Wade Roofing, Arlington's favorite roofer since 1982. Jot, what worked for that opening drive for Bowie as opposed to Lamar's opening 3-and-out?
Bowie knew how to take advantage of their best players. Bowers got the ball, and he went in there. He did what he's supposed to do as a leading career rusher for the Bowie Volunteers. 5 yards each play. And then the last 2 passes to Dylan Talley. You cannot leave a 6'3" wide receiver wide one-on-one coverage like that when your corner is only 5'6", 5'7".
Bakr El-Sad, a senior wide receiver, with the fair catch on the kickoff. And we'll see if Lamar can have any better luck on possession number 2. Hit that share button. We are officially underway at Wilemon Field, potentially witnessing history. We all know who the juggernaut in this district is, and they are in what you would classify a rebuilding season. Heck, a loss next week would eliminate them from the playoffs altogether. Little in motion. The handoff will be, a fake, and now the toss to Little. And good corralling coverage in the open field there. That's number 25 on the tackle. Princeton Campbell, listed as a wide receiver, makes the open field stop on the option pitch.
He might be listed as a wide receiver, but today he's making plays as a DB. Good job reading that option. That was a good pitch. He had the room. Campbell came up and made a play. Good job reading that play and limited him to 2 when it looked like that play was going to go for more than 5 or 6.
Kind of a pistol look for Carey with 2 receivers to his left. Barney up the middle to the 35 or so. Give him 2 or 3. And with 7 minutes to go, Lamar faces another 3rd down and plus.
And there's a lot more size in that Bowie defensive line than we saw last week with Arlington. The number 0, Kello, anchoring that defensive line. Number 90, Francisco Santos. 2 seniors, 2 guys you got to watch out for if you're a big offensive lineman waiting to block in the middle. Barney's not going to have the same running room that he had. He might have to work to bouncing something outside if they want to get productive for the Lamar offense.
Empty set for Gannon Carey. Now he'll move an H back in. Pass play, comeback route, incomplete, and it's 4th down.
Very, very weird play call. He threw it to the short side of the field, but he had 3 receivers there when he brought the H back over. He tried to hit him with a quick 5-yard curl. The ball's got to get caught there, but you got to throw a better ball, tighter pass in that traffic like that, because if that ball was any slower, it's picked off going the other direction. So good job by Bowie there, staying man-to-man within those 5 yards, not giving up anything. Now you got 4th and 5.
Pressure again. Clean kick. Bowie's going to let this one go. And it will be down just outside the 25-yard line. 6:20 to go in the opening period. The Vols have the ball and the lead. This is Bowie Vol football. Colt football is over on Facebook Live. Bowie Vol football will be right back after this. Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need property, liability, commercial, auto, or even life and health insurance, their knowledgeable agents can help you feel secure in selecting the insurance you need. Call April or Jason at 817-265-3. First play of the game is a screen pass to Darian Bowers all the way down the sideline. Sorry, commercial break. It's time for a Bowie touchdown.
Yeah, that commercial was a lot longer than we thought it was going to be compared to how fast that play was. First play, Bowers out on the screen. Nobody from Lamar was there to cover. You cannot keep running man-to-man, and nobody's going to keep their eye on the backfield on the quarterback. That's why you got burned in the first play, man-to-man to Dylan Talley. Run man-to-man, having a linebacker on the screen like that. Nobody's paying attention for Lamar's defense. And now you're down now you're about to be down 14-0. 6 minutes left to go in the first quarter.
That is how quickly Bowie can strike. We had 30 seconds allotted for the commercial break and couldn't even get it in. Your new score, Bowie 14, Lamar nothing. We'll be right back. Hopefully this commercial break will actually last as we send you to another one of our friends here on Zap. Taqueria Taco Express is your one-stop shop for all things authentic Mexican in Arlington and Grand Prairie. And this fall, you'll now have 4 stops to choose from. Visit the new location off 20 and Little Road or any of their 3 original locations and try their $10 Taco Tuesday. It includes 5 tacos and an agua fresca. They also feature new birria items plus tortas, gorditas, and more. Find out just how much more by visiting taqueriatacoexpress.com. Welcome back to Wilemon Field. We actually did make it in time for kickoff. Zach, Arnold, and Jot Holly on the call for this district ball game. The PA voice of Wilemon Field and the Bowie Vols, Yadi Pagan, mentioned something during the pregame. It's a tale as old as time. These two teams play each other very frequently in late October, early November. It's the first day of November here. And we've got north side versus south side, southeast side of Arlington squaring off at Wilemon Field. Texas high school football at its best, Jot.
Yeah, you can't get any better than this old rivalry across town. North Siders, South Siders. This is how you do it. Neutral site. Neutral site is what makes it more interesting. You're playing at Sam, even though technically Bowie's the home team. It's always fun to have a neutral site rivalry like this.
Yeah, unless you're Sam Houston, the Lamar Vikings, or soon to be the Martin Warriors, pretty much every game is a neutral site, with Arlington High not playing on their own campus, the Seguin Cougars not playing on their own campus. With Choctaw Stadium being a site for a lot of teams to play at. Carey hands it off. Barney stopped behind the line. Bowie read that, brought the extra man, and it's a TFL.
It's a very disciplined approach from this Bowie defense up front. They come up with a 4-3, so they have 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers. The linebackers are not bothered by any of the Lamar movement. They're very disciplined. They're staying in their spots. They know they know what their plan of technique is going to be, the plan of action. Good job by Bowie's defense early to stop them for 2 yards. To a loss of 2 yards.
4 receiver set. Now Barney moves to the H-back. Empty backfield as Carey rolls to his right. Gonna throw. Got a curl route at the 40. That'll bring up 3rd down and short as Greg Peoples Jr. makes the catch.
That was a good job holding on to that ball by Peoples Jr. He knew the hit was coming. Good job of hold on to that ball. Now it makes 3rd down more manageable because you drop that ball, it's 3rd and 12. Now you're looking at 3rd and 4. You take the hit, get up tomorrow, get some ice on you, and see what you can do. But right now your team needs you.
Man in motion. Still an empty backfield. Carey gonna go back to the same curl route. Very similar results. Referee signals catch. Almost right at the line to gain.
And that's Peoples again there. Peoples bringing the ball in, knowing he's going to take a big shot. Back-to-back plays. You hold on to the ball, you get the 1st down. Your team needs you right there. Good job. That's how you step up. Senior leadership.
Lamar looking to spread out this 4-3 scheme so that the box isn't as crowded. Barney will move into the backfield. Now they hand it to him, and he's got some running room across midfield. Shakes a tackle. There goes Barney. Touchdown, Lamar.
I just praised the Bowie defensive line and linebackers for being very disciplined there and staying in their gaps and doing their techniques 3 plays ago. Right there, the defensive line got out of position. Barney took advantage of it. The big blocking by the good blocking by the big offensive line from Lamar. All front 5 of those guys deserve a pat on the back. Good job to get Barney sprung out, do that hole, and from there, it's using your legs. Foot race. He run the foot race. Now Lamar's on this board. They're down by 7. The defense needs to tighten up for Lamar to see if they can try to get back into this game and tie it up.
4:40 in the first. We'll be back with more Bowie Vol football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. Pecan Park Dental isn't your typical dental office. Nestled under the shade of 60-year-old pecan trees, Dr. Stephanie Bangs and her team provide advanced dental care in a warm, inviting setting that feels like home. Whether you're looking for the latest cosmetic dentistry or a cozy place where you and your kids feel at ease, Pecan Park Dental is your go-to in Arlington. So 3 touchdowns scored in the first 8 minutes of gameplay as we come back to live action here between the Vikes and the Vols. 14-7 your score. And Jot, we mentioned that 41 was put up by Bowie's offense against Haltom last week. 70 was put up in the 70-54 win by the Vikings. They've won 2 in a row. They've got a lot of confidence. We saw a unified team-wide linked arm-in-arm chant that happened during pregame. The Vikings are feeling it, and after a big explosive play like that, it's understandable why.
When you have an explosive offense like that can break up any hole right there, and that's a muff kickoff right there too. Wow.
Got to try to make something out of nothing.
He's trying hard.
And not going to get even to the 20-yard line is Princeton Campbell. Awful field position after a line drive kick goes right through his hands. That's a live ball, and he's lucky to get it back and get to the field position that he did.
And as I was saying, that's a good job by Lamar. That's Lamar's offense to have that hold, have a big offensive line, when you can score it as explosive like that, it keeps you in the game no matter what. When you're down 14-0, good job by your offensive line. Good job by Barney to follow his holes, follow the blockers, and use his feet to get up there. Now the defense is in a good spot for Lamar. With that muff kickoff at the 17-yard line, Bowie needs to capitalize, not get in a bad spot here, come out with a good first down play.
Bowers comes in motion. Nichols on the zone read keeper. He will get stopped behind the line. A lot of pushing and shoving in the trenches. He'll get dropped back to about the 16-yard line, and for the first time tonight, Bowie's playing behind the sticks.
That's a very good job on the defensive side. On the offensive side, why would you go away from something that's working? I understand you want to come out with an interesting take on a first down, but for the last 2 drives, you came out with Bowers in the backfield handing the ball off. Lamar's defense was not fooled by Bowers on the motion there. Now he's the left side of Nichols. So very good job by Lamar's defense to keep an eye on that.
Play action. Nichols wants to go deep, trying to get the man in stride, and he does. Flipping the field on the big catch. Who else but number 8, Dylan Talley?
You cannot keep Dylan Talley one-on-one with any corners out here. Any of these corners, we're not paying attention to realize Dylan Talley can outrun every single one of them. He had a safety back there with him. Looks like a cover 1, cover 2 type of defense they ran there. The safety got outran. You jumped too late. Good job by Dylan Talley to see that the safety's not going to keep up with you. Get a big, was about a 50-yard catch there. He brings you back into a good territory. You're at the 29, looking to go in and try to make this another 2-score lead.
Bowers on the handoff, up the middle. Wowee! Huge miscommunication. Everybody collapsed on Nichols, and nobody touched Peanut. Touchdown, Volunteers.
Nobody paid attention there. You follow the quarterback. The quarterback's the last one you want to pay attention to on certain parts like that on a handoff. You know Bowers is getting the ball. Nichols is not much of a runner on a read option type of handoff. He's more of a scrambler. Bowers is the one you got to keep your eye on. Nobody paid attention to him. Has walked into the end zone. Now Bowie leads by 2 scores again early. 3 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. Looking like another high-scoring affair.
Espindola on for the extra point. And it is true. 3:32 to go in the first. It's now 21-7. We'll be back with more Vol Football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Pools in Texas need servicing all year long. At Rami Pools, LLC, we provide quality pool services such as cleaning, maintenance, and repairs. So call 469-951-0107 for a free estimate and ask for Roberto. Rami Pools, LLC. We're going to make you fall in love with your pool again. Hablamos español.
And welcome back to Wilemon Field on the east side of Arlington, where the Vols lead 21-7 over the north side Lamar Vikings. And one thing I wanted to note, number 27, the senior for Lamar, Jesse Holbert, came off the field after that big explosive run by Bowers and the touchdown, and he's not happy with the way his defense is performing. As a senior leader, you can't be the first one off the field taking your helmet off. But hey, I understand he's a young kid. He's got to express himself. He's got emotion. He's talking to his coaches right now. But you are a senior leader on that defense. You have to make sure that you are there to pick up your teammates up. You can't run off the field, slam your helmet on the side of the track, and act like it's not your fault. But either way, Lamar now trails 2 touchdowns, 21-7 to Bowie. Bowie's looking to kick the ball off from the. It looks like there might have been a penalty on that extra point, so they're kicking off from the 25-yard line.
It may have been an excessive celebration on the touchdown. We didn't catch it. However, traditionally kickoffs come from the 40, so moving this one back 15 yards would indicate to me excessive celebration. So Lamar should get good field position because Espindola hasn't been sending it away very deep lately. He gets his leg underneath this one, though, as it trails all the way to the 30-yard line. Still an opportunity for a good return. Down to the corner and across midfield. Stutter stepping his way to the opposite 40-yard line. No flags on the play. This is number 7, Savon Ogletree, putting the Vikes in plus territory.
Ogletree saw that the kick was so far to the right side of the field that the Bowie kickoff players did not stay in their lane. Nobody stayed in the lane. They all kind of ran towards the ball. He hits the outside corner over here. Good return. But Bowie's got to be able to try to shut down this drive early before Lamar can make anything else happen out of it.
43-yard line, carry on the draw, looking for a crease, and he found one. And down goes the umpire at the 30, assisting on the tackle. And the training staff will have to come out and take a look.
And he is not getting up anytime soon.
Well, and that poor man is one of the few people on the field who don't have a helmet. That is a rigorous spot to be in, so we will take a break and come back after we check on his status.
Hi everybody, Paul Lovato from Jambo's Barbecue at the historic Arlington Steakhouse here on Division Street.
If your teenagers make your fridge look like you've never buy groceries, then stop by for a Jambo Texan sandwich or our Sadie loaded potato. The king and queen of barbecue meals will fill your kids up and keep them full long after the game is over.
Peace, love, barbecue, and football.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
This broadcast is the intellectual property of Zach Arnold Productions. Any use of their multimedia, including audio, video, images, and other content, may not be repurposed without prior express consent of Zach Arnold Productions. We thank you for your cooperation and for tuning in to tonight's broadcast. Jot, we never like to see unfortunate circumstances to players, but we like it even less when it's somebody who is a game official who is just trying to help serve the community. And Gannon Carey was trying to dodge a tackle and ended up right into the arms of the umpire, who just didn't have the reflexes to get away in time.
And it's a very good job by the Lamar crowd to give the umpire the round of applause, getting up off the ground. The way he fell backwards, he took that shot and took a flat back bump like they would in wrestling, but he hit his head on the back of the field. There was nowhere for him to go. Carey was tackled into him. It's one of the things you don't want to see, of anybody getting hurt. But it's a good thing to see that he's up. They brought the stretcher out for him. He might not need it. Good job by Carey to go over there and check on the umpire and make sure he's all right. They're walking him off the field. He might be back. Good sportsmanship by Lamar, by the Lamar fans. Shake their hands and clap their hands and make sure the umpire's okay. Good job by the Bowie training staff to go out there and check on him. He's up. He's walking around. We'll give him a few plays. Let's see if he comes back. Maybe make a return in the second half. But like you say, you don't want an injury like that. Player, coach, umpire, anybody.
Yeah, Carey showing good sportsmanship. Coach Sam out there helping him back to the home sidelines. I do not see an alternate official. There is one. Usually there is an alternate that is standing by waiting. The result of the play is a first down as the tight end comes in motion. Carey by himself. And it'll be another quarterback draw, and this time Bowie read it. He'll get dropped for a loss as Arjuan Chibley, defensive end, comes in for the TFL.
That was interesting because Lamar came out with number 48, Talian Martinez. He's a linebacker. They brought him in as an extra blocker there. They put him in motion, realizing that but Bowie knew that he wasn't going to get the ball. Saw that Carey was either going to keep that as a handoff or maybe try to throw it downfield. That was good job by Bowie's defense to stay disciplined and know Carey's going to take that as a quarterback draw.
Well, and I like the idea of bringing in an extra blocker to try to cover where the pressure is coming from. Just didn't work out that well. Ogletree makes the catch, but it won't be for very much. Trying to get Carey out of the pocket, rolling to his dominant hand. Not a whole lot of field to work with the ball on the near hash like this, though, and it'll bring up third down.
And Lamar's going back. The last few times they've been on this near hash, the hash closest to us, they've thrown to the short side of the field. They're not rolling out to the left. I understand it's a hard throw, rolling out to the left with the right-handed quarterback, but the field is open over there. Nobody's expecting it. Maybe a good bootleg for Lamar because there's nobody on the backside for Bowie. But Bowie's doing a good job staying disciplined. They're keeping their head on the quarterback. They're not going for any fakes or any reads.
Barney in motion. They're going to keep it empty. Ball is loose, and the official says his hand was coming forward.
I'm not sure.
Referee has the final say, and he says incomplete.
That ball flew out of his hand before his arm moved forward. That's a fumble from here. The ball, I understand the motion of the throw. The ball was already out of his hand before Carey was able to get that ball in a throwing motion. That should be a Bowie fumble going the other direction.
I don't know why the clock is running if they signaled incomplete, but it's showing a minute to go. None of the coaching staffs are saying anything about it. It went from a minute 20 down to a minute before the ball got snapped. And this is 4th down. They're going to try a pass. High. Caught at the 15. 4th down and 14 in this type of field position. You just try to see if one of your playmakers can make a play. And this time, the junior number 15, Camille Pruitt, moves the sticks for the Vikings.
Pruitt went up at the highest point like a center in basketball, brought that ball in, carried through a great pass. He saw one-on-one coverage on a high post like that. You need 12. He threw it right in a good spot for Pruitt to get it. Bowie's corners were playing off, not trying to give up anything deep. He ended up giving something deep. Now it's 1st down.
Kelton Barney with it. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard on the play.
Bowie's defensive line is tightened up after that first big run, and then the run that Carey had a few plays ago. Defensive line is staying disciplined. They're staying low. They're making sure that Lamar's offensive line is going to have to fight for anything on the ground.
And I think Lamar is content to send it to the second quarter. They are in the red zone, but have a 2nd down, trailing by 2 scores. A lot of football left to play, but right now, Bowie is up 21-7. We'll be back in 30 seconds with more Bowie Vol football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. Hey, Arlington residents, are you tired of rising insurance rates? Then it's time to make the switch to Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services, Inc. Since 1984, they've been your trusted local insurance experts, offering competitive quotes for all your needs. Auto, homeowners, umbrella, renters, boats, and even classic cars. Why settle for less when you can get the best? Compare coverages today and see how much you can save. Call April or Jason at 817-265-3346. Chapman Cornelius, your local insurance partner since 1984. Bowie leads by 2 scores, but Lamar is threatening to make it just a 1-possession advantage. And they're doing it on the ground and through the air after that big catch by Camille Pruitt on 4th down. Lamar can still get a 1st down without getting a touchdown. They are just outside the 10-yard line. Jot here as they face a 2nd and 8.
Lamar is not known to throw the ball as well as Bowie is on offense, but we're having receivers like Pruitt who can go up and get it. You don't want to come out with a loose man-on-man coverage if you're Bowie. Expect a lot of this stuff in the next 3 plays, because I would think Lamar would go for it if they got the 4th down situation. There's going to be a lot of handoffs to Barney. Carey might keep one himself. There's a lot of space open on this near side of the hash marks in case of a read option.
They're going to toss it the opposite direction, looking for a crease, and he won't get one. Maybe inside the 10 to the 9 goes Barney.
And number 17, Kevin Baines, he pushed the receiver from Lamar just straight out the play. The receiver from Lamar didn't want to block, and as a result of that, your running back didn't go anywhere. Good job by Baines. Seeing that you're not going to block, I'm going to get my free tackle.
Scoreboard shows 3rd down and 5 as we begin this second quarter of play. 21-7 your score, as the Vikings put a triangle of receivers on the top of the screen. Carey's going to keep it to the left, looking for the 1st down marker, and he may come up short. Just inside the 5 to about the 4-yard line, but I think the line to gain is around the 2 or the 3, so this will bring up 4th down and short And these teams have been exchanging touchdowns so far. Jot, a field goal does Lamar no good.
It does Lamar no good the way that the offense has been playing for Bowie. Carey there took a shot, and it was a very loud hit that he took, but we'll see he's out there, he got up, he's ready to go. Expect another read option here. They're bringing in backup. They're bringing in the linebacker number 48 as a lead blocker, so expect some type of maybe read or motion where he pulls it and cuts inside to the right.
Martinez is the deep back. Correction, he's going to line up as a tight end. That is Barney in the backfield. Pistol formation, 4th down. No, they're giving him the 1st down. They're saying it's 1st and goal. Barney's got it, leaning his way to the 1. And whether that was 4th down or 1st down is of no consequence, as this moves it all the way to the 1-yard line. 2nd down and goal, says Yadi Pagan. We'll roll with that.
Look for another handoff right up the middle with the lead blocker.
Barney's got it to the goal line, leaning his way. No signal yet. What does the side judge say? They say he is short, so it'll be 3rd down and inches from the half-yard line. Goal to go.
See, this is the difference between high school and college. In college, they teach you to get under center in a situation like this, 3rd and 1, quarterback sneak. In high school, everything's kind of set up. You run the same formation. Third and goal on the 1. If we know it's going to be a handoff, it's going to be a read option. If it was under center for your QB sneak, it makes a lot more sense.
Diving to the goal line, and this time he gets there. Touchdown, Vikings.
Good job by the Lamar offensive line. They got low. They started bringing bodies down to the ground with them to give Barney enough airspace to get over that goal line to give Lamar another touchdown and put him back on the board. That's a 7-point game again. I swear I heard something blow up behind me.
Luckily, it wasn't the transformer, or we wouldn't have a broadcast. Extra point is up and good. And it is now 21-14. We'll be back in 30 with more Bowie Vols football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Extraordinaria y auténtica comida mexicana. Aquí encontrarás el mejor menú para el paladar más exigente. Puedes visitarlos en una de sus 3 sucursales ubicadas en Arlington y en Green Prairie. No te pierdas de su grandioso especial todos los martes, Taco Tuesday, de 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrarnos o hacer un pedido, visítalos a su página web taqueriatacoexpress.com.
21-14 the score as we come back to live action at Wilemon Field. 35 combined points in 15 minutes of gameplay, 9:20 to go until the half. Jod, this is living up to the high-flying, high-scoring expectations we had.
Last week we saw 120 combined between Arlington and Lamar. This week we're looking somewhat on pace for that. We're already at 35 now. You have a chance to try to double that in the next 9 minutes if possible. It's going to be interesting to see what Bowie's approach is, if they want to slow it down, if they want to come at a high-speed pace that they have been for the last few drives.
This one will get taken by Campbell to the near side, trips at the 30 and falls forward to the 35. Good field position for Bowie.
Bowie's going to get good field position. The way their offense has been moving, you want to put Bowers back in the backfield and hand the ball off that way. You can't do a lot of motions with Bauer coming out of a slot position because Lamar's defense is not going to fall for that. They're not looking for Larry Nichols to run. They're looking for Bowers to run and Nichols to look for a one-on-one matchup with Dylan Talley, number 8.
Over one town to the east on Facebook Live, a game between the Arlington Colts and the Grand Prairie Gophers. Zap producing that game as well with Tim Costello and my pops Doug on the play-by-play. 16-7, the Arlington Colts lead. Nichols, play action with the pass. Complete near midfield and finally roped out of bounds. That's a great catch and run there by number 3, Antonio Burdow. His second catch and second first down reception.
Good job by Burdow to see that he had the space. Number 14, Zion Johnson for Lamar. He had a chance to pick that ball off. He stopped as the ball was in midair. If he keeps running to make a play on the ball, that ball is going the other direction for a pick 6.
Berdow and Osunde Brown, the two receivers to the left. Tally by himself, one-on-one to the right.
Look for a deep fly here. He's man-to-man.
They're going to give it to Bowers, and the only man able to really wrestle him to the ground is Williams. The 4-star middle linebacker makes the stop, but not before a pickup of 7 or 8. Bowers averaging 7.7 yards per carry, 17 rushing touchdowns coming into tonight's game. The number 5 rusher in 6A in all of DFW with 1,121 yards, and he is padding his stats already tonight.
He has the lead blocker right in front of him, Zion Shelley, number 9. Look for Shelley here as the lead blocker again.
Bowers finds a crease, finds the first down, finds the 31-yard line. And that should be another Bowie first down. Coming up on 8 minutes to go until halftime. What's the over-under on how many more touchdowns get scored before the break? I'm going to put it at 3.
I'm going to put it at 3 the way the defenses are playing now. But we'll see. It's going to be exciting. Maybe Bowie might milk the clock a little bit.
Second and inches, and Bowers gets those inches and then some. Into the red zone and finally wrestled down at about the 16 or 17-yard line. Continuing his 7+ yards per carry average, and this time he officially moves the sticks.
And he is keeping those legs moving. Lamar's defense, they come out 4 defensive linemen, but they only have 2 linebackers, and Braden Williams, number 42, is the 4th star they have out there. They're playing with 5 defensive backs against a front 5 plus a tight end. He has room to block all day long. They need to make up another adjustment, put another lineman out there or something, try to stop this run game.
Bowers with a cut. Bowers to the 10. Bowers to the goal line. Flag is thrown, but a touchdown is signaled. We'll have to wait and see if this stands. The flag is near where Bowers was carrying it on that far side of the field.
Lamar's going to have to change something up on their front 4. They're going to have to add another linebacker, take a defensive back off the field, put a linebacker out there, especially in certain situations where Bowie has a lead blocker, if they want to expect to slow Bowers down. Because you continue to play with 5 defensive backs in a man-on-man situation for the offensive line is going to win each time, and Bowers is going to pick up 7 each run.
Holding was the call. So that will be a 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul.
But they went ahead and gave him the first down, so first and 10 at the 12.
The sticks have not moved, but we'll see if Bowers can move them on this run here. Cutting to the sidelines, cutting upfield. Darian Bowers says, I don't need sticks. I need arms in the air. Touchdown, Bowie.
Good job by the Bowie offensive line, pushing the defender back. If you're going to continue to go out with 4 defensive linemen and 5 defensive backs, Bowie is going to take advantage of it with 5 linemen and Zion Shelley, the big tight end out there, making space for Bowers. You do not have the numbers game. You do not have the size. You have to add a linebacker, take a defensive back off, worry about the pass game later. If not, Bowers will continue to run on you the way he is running. Good job by Bowie. Good job by the offensive line to take advantage of the size and mismatch from Lamar.
Extra point is up and good. 7:26 to go. There's 1 out of the 3 that we projected before the break. We'll see how many more scores happen in this second quarter on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing. Local Legends Figures immortalizes your athlete's achievements for a lifetime. Featuring 6-inch figures with poses in football, baseball, band, hockey, even lacrosse. Local Legends makes every effort to show their likeness down to every possible uniform detail. To order your custom figure, call 817-681-0393 or email orders@locallegendsfigures.com. (28-14), your new score as Bowers adds to his touchdown totals. Jock, correct me if I'm wrong, but he should be at 20 by now with 3 scores on the night.
Yeah, and the way that he's running the ball, Lamar's going to have to learn to load the box. You have to make the adjustment because Bowers is running. He's getting everything he wants, 5, 6, 7 yards of play. Until you make that adjustment, he's going to get 2 or 3 more touchdowns to add to that total. I expect him to be near the top at the very end of the top of the stats at the very end of the night.
Ogletree with it, trying to give Lamar decent field position, and he'll move it to about the 35-yard line. Pretty average field position for Gannon, Carey, and company. 7:20 to go until the break.
We're getting everything we expected. After coming into the game, we expected a high-scoring game. Both offenses are very high-scoring with players who have stats in the top 10 in the area, both in rushing and passing. So we're seeing everything we want. Eventually, defense is going to have to make a play here. Bowie's defense has shown more that they can get the Lamar offense off the field.
This will be a run play. Barney across the 35, spins out of a tackle and will fall forward to about the 39 or 40-yard line. Decent first down pickup.
Decent pickup there for Lamar. Bowie's linebackers did a good job staying in the position. Barney made the best he could, get those 4 yards there. That was a very tough run there to bring up a 2nd and 5.
Probably 5 of the hardest earned yards of the night.
It's interesting that both Lamar and Bowie play man-to-man with the best receivers over the top. No safety help at all. Eventually, Lamar's going to take advantage of that.
Barney's going to get tackled behind the line. Number 0, double O, Okello with the tackle for loss.
And that's a big kid to keep out the backfield. Okello, he's making plays. He made the first play of the game. Now he's making plays here. We'll say his name a few more times. We're only in the second quarter.
No doubt. This is a special group. They have not lost a district game. Have not faltered on the field since what could only be described as a embarrassing loss back on September the 13th as Carey's pass is wide and it'll bring up 4th down.
That was a very dangerous pass. That ball is a little bit lower. A defender's 2 inches taller. That's a pick 6. Going the other direction. Good job by Bowie to get out there and get Lamar off the field, 3 and out.
It has been nearly 50 days, 50 calendar days since Bowie suffered a setback on the football field. They learned their non-district lessons, and it is paying dividends here as Lamar will have to punt it away. This one's bobbled. Got to get it away. It's a high one. It'll get across midfield, but will not do very much damage. And now a lot of extracurricular as Okello with some pushing and shoving.
He ripped the helmet off of number 83 for Lamar. There's a lot of chipping going down there, north side, south side. That's a rivalry. He ripped the helmet off of number 83, so we might have we had some laundry on the field for sure. Hopefully we don't have any ejections out of this. No punches were thrown, luckily, so we got out of there without any big problems.
We do not have an 83 on Lamar's roster, so we don't know who the infraction was committed against. Personal foul is the signal against Bowie, but there is no thumb behind the shoulder, so Okello will stay in the ball game, but it will cost Bowie 15 yards of field position, and instead of a wobbling punt putting the ball near midfield, Bowie will have to start this next possession from their own 30, Jot.
And when you've played a very good first half like Bowie has, you do not want careless penalties like that to take away from the momentum that you've had. We saw the holding on the last drive when Barrows was getting into the end zone, which took away the touchdown, which he eventually got back. But now you took 15 yards off the field because you want to be overly aggressive and rip the helmet off of another player. 15 yards is going to hurt your offense. It hasn't shown to hurt Bowie yet with penalties and mistakes, but we'll see how it goes here on this drive.
I attended Bowie's inter-squad scrimmage, and Coach Joseph Sam mentioned that this team needs to learn to play between the whistles as Bowers takes off, and a big open field tackle applied there by Lamar's number 11, Shaharian Thurston. Playing between the whistles, Jot, simply means show all of that aggressiveness, show all that effort before the referee blows the play dead, not after. And that was one of those unfortunate situations where it was right on the borderline. Play was nearly over. No need to get extra physical. As Bowers with a speedy run, no physicality needed here as he dashes across midfield and gets escorted out of bounds.
good run by Bowers. Offensive line held up long enough for Bowers to get to the second level. When she got to the second level, again, if you continuing to run with 2 linebackers and nobody's there to cover the gaps and fill the space because the corners are not coming up, Bowers is going to take advantage of that. You need to get another linebacker out there or somebody to contain the edge. Until then, Bowers is going to keep running. Good job by Bowie. Now they're on their other side of the 50 looking to try to score again.
This is number 14, Denzel Ponder, joining Trey Nichols in the backfield now. Nichols back to pass. Got the underneath, complete. That'll be a decent pickup there.
There's that bad man, number 9, Zion Shelley. He's the unspoken hero of this offense, a tight end. He does all the dirty work to get Bowers open blocks. He comes out, he makes sure that Larry Nichols is protected in the backfield. All coming from a tight end, number 9, Zion Shelley. He is one of the unspoken players that you don't give enough credit to for this Bowie offense.
He's listed as a running back on the roster that we received, but it makes sense as Ponder takes the handoff. When you've got players like Ponder who can step in to get big runs like that, and players like Bowers who are record setters, then you just take the reps and the playing time where you can get it. And Shelley recognized he might be 3rd on the depth chart at running back, but he could be a playmaker and be on the field as an H-back tight end. He makes the catch. Ponder finishes the job, and it's first down for the Volunteers. Pass play, up fake, going over the top, looking to the corner of the end zone. Incomplete, says the side judge. That was a bang, bang play intended for Kedrick Osunde Brown, and the junior just barely couldn't get that 1 foot in.
He sold on the bread there. You cannot drop the ball in the end zone. When it hits you in your chest and you haven't, you're pulling it in. You turned your back to the defender. You have to complete the play. You cannot sell on the bread there. That was 6 waiting for you. Now, Bowie's bringing up second down. That's your touchdown there for a guy who doesn't get the ball as much as Tally does in the Sunday Brown. You got to bring that in.
This pass is caught, and a tackle at the 20. Birdow with the reception, but will not get much further. No yards after the catch. 3rd down at the 21.
I expect this defense from Lamar to tighten up a little bit now that they're in the red zone. But you're looking at 3rd and 8. Watch out for Larry Nichols' legs. He's very explosive in a scramble drill. Dylan Talley's one-on-one by himself. Safety's over the middle of the field. It's a cover 2, but the safety's on the inside hash marks. Talley, he might have room.
Nichols is looking the other way, steps up in the pocket, under pressure, throws it to the middle, and it's going to get picked off at the 5-yard line. It's a deflected pass, and the first turnover of the game belongs to the Vikings. They will not get any yards after the interception, and it is a rare mistake by Larry Nichols, as number 44 is in the right place at the right time. Ransom Burns gets the INT. Larry Nichols takes care of the ball very well, Jot. That is only his 3rd interception of the season, and it comes after some ridiculous pressure and a deflected pass. Lamar needed a lot of help to get that turnover, but they do get it and get a stop.
It's a lot of help that they needed. Larry Nichols, quarterbacks are not supposed to throw across their body, but when he looked back on the scramble drill, he saw the only man open across the middle of the field. You got to bring that ball in on the tip drill. That interception should go as a team interception more as a Larry Nichols interception, but a good job by Lamar's defense to bring that in. Now they have the ball back and took 6 off the board there for Bowie.
Barney will get the carry and will take it close to the 10-yard line. Side judge putting his right foot just inside the 10. He'll pick up maybe 2 on the play as we approach 2.5 minutes to play until the half.
It's going to be interesting to see if Bowie with the ball here, 2.5, not Bowie, but Lamar with the ball here with 2.5 minutes left to go in the half, if they can try to get some type of 2-minute offense going to get down the field and score, or if they're going to try to milk as much of the clock as they can to keep Bowie from getting the ball back before we go into halftime.
Barney will get it again, tries to shake a tackle and will not. He may not even get back to the line of scrimmage. Brinson, number 5, senior linebacker, in on the stop.
And outside of the one big pass to Pruitt that he caught on the 4th down, the fourth down inside post. We have not seen Carey throw much of the ball. We didn't see much of that last week either versus Arlington.
We may see it here.
We might have to see it here. It's 3rd and 10, but the way that Lamar's offensive line is blocking, it has to be a quick pass. You do not want to give up a safety. No safety, no turnovers, anything like that puts points on the board for Bowie.
Brinson averages 11 tackles per game. This is a jump ball up in the air. And it looks like number 15, Pruitt, went inside. Carey threw it to the outside shoulder.
That was miscommunication. Carey, he saw that he had one-on-one coverage. Pruitt cut inside thinking it was a post. If Carey holds onto the ball for the extra second and that was a post, Pruitt has his man beat for a touchdown for sure. On the if it's misconnection on the receiver's part, on a fly, he still had the corner beat on the outside. You gotta sync up there on a very crucial 3rd down. Now you're bringing up 4th and 10. Your punter's punting out of his own end zone.
A.J. Thompson on to kick it away. It is away. And it'll take a Lamar roll near midfield, across midfield. And that's about as good of a punt as you can hope for inside the end zone. 1:21 until the break. Bowie has an opportunity to score before they hit the locker room. We'll see what happens right after this. Tonight's game is brought to you in part by Pecan Park Dental, where Dr. Stephanie Bangs and her team specialize in caring for the whole family. From routine checkups and cosmetic dentistry to dental implants and treating sleep apnea, they make dental care easy and convenient for busy parents. Located right here in Arlington, Pecan Park Dental is ready to keep your family smiling. Getting some score updates from around the area. We'll try to provide some during the halftime show presented by our friends at Taqueria Taco Express. Back to live action now as Bowie trying to score before the break. Nichols steps up in the pocket and the pass is too fast on that far side of the field. 2nd down now with 1:15. Bowie has all 3 of their timeouts. And they'll get it to start the second half. They have an opportunity for a 2-for-1 that could put this game out of reach, Jot.
Yeah, they already have a two possession lead here with a minute left to go in the half. That was not much of an overthrow. The receiver's got to bring it in. It tipped off of his hands, but it was one-on-one coverage. A little bit of better pass from Larry Nichols, bringing it to his chest. Maybe could have got you that 1st down there. But as explosive as Bowie offense is, I would expect them to try to get as much as they can and try to score here.
Corner run. Flag is thrown as Bowers gets 1st down yardage, but he might have had a little bit of help.
Might be a backside holding down here on number 73 for Bowie.
Holding is the indication. So the 1st down will be negated. Anthony Wright, senior offensive lineman, wears number 73 for the Volunteers. 1:09 to go until the break.
That's another negative penalty. You don't want one of those when you have a big run like that from Bowers. It takes away from the running back, and it takes away from the explosive offense. It kind of kills your momentum on a drive. Then you're looking at 2nd and 20 when you're trying to score with a minute left.
Clock is rolling after the windmill sign from the referee. 1 minute until halftime.
Tally's one-on-one coverage again at the top of the screen this time.
And a false start.
Back-to-back penalties by Bowie. You cannot do that. Those are mistakes you don't want to make when you're trying to get down the field to score. You had a chance to ice this. You had a chance to put this game in a very tough situation for Lamar if you were to get down the field to score even a field goal there to put him 17. But now you've gone back 15 yards in a matter of 2 plays, and the clock is still ticking. You're under a minute.
I think you're just going to run this out. You're going the wrong direction. Back to pass. I may be wrong. That is number 9, Shelley, and there is another penalty marker 3 times in a row. That catch by Shelley may be negated.
That was a very good throw by Larry Nichols. He saw that the defense is dropping back. Everybody's looking deep. I was looking deep at Dylan Talley on a one-on-one. He tried to hit a bang 8 down the hash marks. Zion Shelley in the middle of the field. That was a good job to hit him, even though their offense, again, the offensive line has hurt you in 2 out of 3 the 3 last plays with a flag. Now you've had 3 plays. I believe all 3 on the offensive line, 2 holdings and a
false start.
False start. It's killed your drive. 34 seconds left. You might try to take a shot here, or you just take it into halftime. But
fans, a reminder to stay tuned during this halftime break. We'll show you some of the events that will transpire at midfield. It's senior night here at Bowie High. Clock rolls. We'll also have some stats from this ball game, plus scores from around the area, particularly some district games that are worth keeping an eye on. Bowie's going to go deep into double coverage, and that will be a pick. Very uncharacteristic play as Denzel Freeman makes Trey Nichols pay for his greed. And with 19 seconds left, it's now Lamar with an opportunity to try for points. They have all of their timeouts as well.
That was a good job by Lamar's defense to work their way to get that pick. That was a bad read by Larry Nichols. Down here at the bottom of your screen, Dylan Talley's one-on-one. He's been one-on-one all night. He scored your first touchdown one-on-one on a big play, and then he had the slant in the end zone. You have to look for your best player in a situation like that on a 2nd and 30, basically. He didn't. He made him pay. Now Lamar has the ball.
Carey back to pass. He'll scramble to the near side, and he's got a corner. Gannon Carey takes off into plus territory and runs out of bounds at the 40 with 11 seconds to go. Not quite field goal range, but definitely a lot closer. You have the entire field to play with, but you only have time for maybe 2 plays. We'll see what Coach Billy Skinner can come up with.
Carey's got explosive legs. He saw that he had open space here. One-on-one coverage. Pruitt did a good job of driving the defender down the field on the fly, then turn around to block for Carey. Give Carey enough yards to kick up that first down and get out of bounds too.
Play action. Carey looking left, steps up in the pocket, and now he'll just throw it away. 5 seconds to go outside of field goal range. It is Hail Mary time from the 40-yard line.
And much like Bowie's offense with Dylan Talley one-on-one coverage, Pruitt has been one-on-one most of the night against Bowie's defensive backs. You got to look for your one-on-one matchups, and you need to get down the field for a big play. That's where your jump balls come from, is your biggest, best receiver there. Carey's under pressure. He rolled out this way. Pruitt's been back-to-back one-on-one coverage there. You got to throw it that direction. Just throw it up, give the man a chance to go run under it, or use his height and bring it in.
Coach Skinner calls time. We'll take a short time as well and see what this final play of the half will be right after this.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades, and they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
Five ticks on the clock before we hit halftime. The halftime show is presented by Taqueria Taco Express. They're opening a brand new location today, Jot, off of Little Road and 287, and they are doing food giveaways all weekend long.
Sounds like I know where I'm going if we get out of here on time tonight.
4 receivers set for Gannon Carey. Barney in the backfield. Now in motion. Big pressure by Bowie. Carey's going to have to launch it. One-on-one coverage. Flag is thrown. Ball is incomplete.
Free play. Looks like Lamar's going to get the flag on that pass interference. That's what I was saying the previous play. Throw it up and let your man make a chance to go get it. Pruitt came back to bring it, and I thought he pulled it in from this angle here. He dropped it at the very end. Bowie's defender never turned around. That's a smart play. With 5 seconds left, when you throw it up just for your man to go get it, one-on-one coverage. You're looking for the pass interference each time. Very smart play.
That'll move it to the 25, a 15-yard penalty and 1 untimed down for the Vikings. And they will take another timeout, so we'll take a short timeout with them. And this should be the final play of the first half when we return.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Romy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Romy Pools, haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo.
Let's Go Vikings chants on this near side where our camera crew is set up. Jot, what are you looking for on this one untimed down for the 25?
I would go back to the same play. Like I said, you've had Pruitt one-on-one all night. Now Bowie might be looking for it. You're going to have to throw something deep. I would do it again. I'd make Bowie's defender turn around and try to cover one-on-one. They're playing so far back that this is a jump ball to the end zone no matter what. Give Gannon Carey enough time. Just throw the ball up and see if you can come down with it. Look for Pruitt, your best player.
And now Coach Sam saw the alignment and decided to use one of his timeouts.
That might have been a bubble screen coming to Barney.
0467, Jesse Little, Denzel Freeman, Greg Peoples Jr., and Savon Ogletree made a 4-receiver quads formation on that open side of the field.
I wonder if they're looking for like an all-goes type out of that, or maybe try to hit a screen and have 3 of those receivers as blockers. The way Bowie was set up, they had pretty much all the defensive backs sitting at the 5-yard line in the end zone.
We will show the playing surface so that you can see some halftime performances and maybe some senior honorations while we take a short break and gather some stats and some scores. Stats from this game, scores from around the area, thoughts and analysis on this first half, and so much more on the halftime show presented by Taqueria Taco Express when we come back from halftime.
I would look for something similar like that. Again, same formation. This time it's to the other direction here.
Quads are by the near side, and lining up all by himself to the right is Greg Peoples Jr.
He's by himself. Look for maybe an inside post on number 4 and try to hit that open space.
Carey steps up, going to that quads. Hail Mary time. Passes deflected. Hits the ground. Incomplete. And that will be the first half of play. Your score, the Bowie Volunteers 28, the Lamar Vikings 14. It's been the Darian Bowers show this first half. And the Volunteers are 2 quarters away from making history. Enjoy this view of the live field while we take a short break and be back in a little while with the halftime show presented by Taqueria Taco Express. Zach, Arnold, and Jot Holly will be back right after this. Thanks for tuning in.
Rosales, and Tuna Back. And now, the Lamar High School Marching Band. Now drum majors Andre Huerta, Lena Mai, and Emma Anderson. The drum line is under the field direction of Captain Daniela Ramiro. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, the Spirit of the Volunteers present their field show entitled Live of the Phoenix. Kickoff.
We'll go ahead and bring you into the halftime show presented by our friends at Taqueria Taco Express. Zach Arnold, Jot Holly on the call, and this is not going to be as crunch-filled as our pregame show was, trying to go through some technical issues in order to bring you tonight's broadcast, but we're excited to be here, excited to be on the call for a 28-14 ball game. Bowie is 2 quarters away from making history, and I'm personally really glad that we get to be a part of that, Jot, but also really impressed with how balanced Bowie's offensive attack is. They are taking care of it on the ground and through the air.
Yeah, Bowie's coming out. They got 345 total yards of offense. And that was a very astounding number. That's just in the first half. 207 yards passing, 138 yards on the ground. Darian Barris has been running up and down the field as much as possible. The offensive line deserves a lot of credit. They've kept Larry Nichols off the ground. They've let Barris be able to get through the hole and get to the second level and make the move with his legs. They got to cut back in the penalties, though. They've had 6 penalties, 61 yards. Lamar's had no penalties. Bowie.
Technically, the pass interference.
The
pass interference with 5 seconds left is the only penalty that Lamar's committed, and I guess the Dallas Morning News didn't get that one statted in time for the halftime break. All of these stats come courtesy of the Dallas Morning News. They have some great stringers that keep up with play-by-play. That one must have slipped through the cracks. But, yeah, I think what's interesting, too, is that some of Nichols' passing yards, he's got 207. About 74 of those came on that screen pass that went to Bowers that we had to cut out of our commercial break to get to him. It's a little dump off, and then number 6 does the rest, going 74 yards to the house. I would almost count that as rushing yards considering how many yards after the catch that was.
Yeah,
but statting-wise, it comes out as yardage through the air.
He did everything, like you said, everything he did through the ground. The yards after the catch, the yak, as they put it on games.
Mm-hmm.
That was all Dylan Tell. That was all Darian Bowers. He got down the field. Nobody was near him. Lamar just let him walk scot-free through the end zone. And then Nichols also picked up 2 big pass plays early to Dylan Talley on the big deep fly.
He did.
And the next play after that on the slant to walk into the end zone.
He did.
So a lot of his yards came off of 2 big plays. He has 2 interceptions. One of the interceptions wasn't his fault. It was a tip drill interception.
Mm-hmm.
The second one in their halftime was a very bad decision by Nichols. He threw the ball into double coverage. He had Dylan Talley one-on-one by himself down here on the numbers. He threw it in the middle of the field.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that. You pay for it all the time. On the other side, Lamar, 31 yards passing. That last week when we saw them play Arlington High, they didn't have a lot of passing yards either. Everything was done on the ground.
Right.
On the ground this week, they got 106 yards. Barney's doing the best he can. The line's not getting enough blocking to prevent the penetration from Bowie to stop this, to get longer gains. No 5, 6, 7 yard games like we saw last week versus Arlington.
Right.
So there's a lot of things on the offense that Lamar needs to change, and on defense, Lamar needs to fix up a lot of things. Bowie, but outside the penalties, they've done everything right.
Yeah, and that's something that Coach Sam has mentioned to me privately as well, is that is one area that he would like to see improvement on, is playing between the whistles. We touched on it in the middle of the game, and you just want to make clean plays. You don't want unsportsmanlikes or personal fouls. There was an unsportsmanlike after the first touchdown that, ended up affecting field position. And
You know, it's so uncharacteristic of Nichols to have 2 empty possessions with those 2 INTs. Imagine what the score would be, because one of those interceptions was in the red zone. Yeah. If he doesn't have those interceptions, this ball game's going to have a running clock in the second half. So Lamar's defense is stepping up and keeping them in it, but with Bowie getting the ball to start the second half, this is going to be a crucial possession for both Bowie's offense and Lamar's defense coming out of the break.
I'll hit Lamar's defense first before I go to Bowie's offense. Lamar's defense, you're running out with 4 defensive linemen. It's not working. You have 4 defensive linemen but 5 defensive backs. Bowie's not a pass-first team. They're a run-first team. Mm-hmm. So when you have 5 defensive backs like that, you're giving up extra space. Your corners don't come in to crash. Corners usually don't want to hit the running back. Corners, a lot of times, are smaller than a running back or whatever the thought process is of coming in and make a play. You got to take one of those corners off the field, put a linebacker on the field if you want to stop this Bowie rushing offense before you can get to dealing with the passing game. For Bowie, on the other hand, you have to cut back on the penalties. You've had 3 unsportsmanlike conducts. You had 2 holdings. And you had a bad false start. And 3 of those penalties came on 1 drive. That's discipline. That's discipline. Your coaches have taught you all season, because you've had games like this earlier throughout the season where you had multiple penalties. The coaches have tried to cut back on it. You can't let that hurt you tonight, because if one of those unsportsmanlike conducts would have resulted in a punch getting thrown, that kid's getting kicked out the game for the rest of the game. So you don't need that if you're Bowie. But for Bowie, come out, take control of this first drive, run the ball down the field, get Larry Nichols in a good spot, give Bowers the ball, put him back in the backfield with you, and try to score and make this a running clock.
42 combined points in the first half. 28 of them were scored in that first quarter. It was 21-7 at the end of the first. Only a touchdown apiece exchanged in that second quarter, slowed down a little bit. If I'm Bowie, I don't want to slow down. I don't want things to change too much. You got to stick to your game plan. You got to stick to Bowers. He's got over 200 all-purpose yards and 3 touchdowns. Get him a 4th. Get him a 5th if you can, and try to find your way to history. We're going to go ahead and head back to the live action field. Lamar has come out of the tunnel. Bowie is getting ready to take the field again. Special thanks one more time to our friends at Taqueria Taco Express for being our halftime sponsors. They feature a wide, authentic menu across the entire city of Arlington, and as of today, November the 1st, their 4th location, located at Little and 287, is now open. They're doing giveaways all weekend, so go visit that spot today. You can also get 5 tacos and an agua fresca for just $10 on their Taco Tuesday deal, or you can visit on Mondays for the new quesadilla birria, which is only $9.99. Whatever Mexican food you're craving, Taqueria Taco Express has you covered. Place orders online to collect points that you can redeem for free food. You can find their now 4 open locations and place orders online at taqueriatacoexpress.com. Bowie has gone into their inflatable tunnel, and they are marching their way out onto the playing surface as we get ready to go into the third quarter of play here at Wilemon Field. 28-14 your score. The Volunteers get the ball to start the second half. If you are a subscriber to the YouTube channel, you are then permitted to join the chat, so please hit that subscribe button and join the live feed to let us know where you're tuning in from. Some scores from around the district. A big football score on Thursday Night Lights. The Haltom Buffaloes beat South Grand Prairie by a score of 23-21. In the second quarter, Arlington leading at, I believe it's at halftime now. I think the score there is 31-7. It's also 31-7 for the Martin Warriors in favor of Sam Houston over at Cravens. And the way things are shaking out, Bowie is 2 quarters away from a district championship. Arlington is 2 quarters away from a playoff appearance. And Martin needs to win this week and next week in their rivalry game against Arlington High, Jot, just to secure a playoff berth. Lamar has to win this week and next week against Grand Prairie in order to go to the postseason. So there's a lot left to play for in the next game and a half over the next week plus. This is going to get fielded and taken up the far sidelines opposite of us. This is 25, Princeton Campbell,
that will give Bowie good field position to start the third quarter.
It's a very good return right there by Campbell, doing a good job seeing that the Lamar Gunners weren't in position to get out there in good field position for this first start. Let's see if Bowie comes out, runs fast. They know that Lamar's defense, they like to get a lot of personnel on the field. See if Lamar on defense has tightened things up, came out with different look, or if they're going to come up with a 5 defensive back look and expect to give up more yards on the ground. And the first play, we see a handoff from Nichols. Nichols turns around, hands the ball to the Bowers. Bowers finds a hole. He gets up and gets hit back at the 50. Good job by Bowers. Pick up 8 yards on that first play out of halftime thanks to the motion. You know, when you see the man in motion like that, they sent number 3 Bird down motion. Did a good job of pulling that defender out of the way for Lamar. Let's go bring up. And actually, they gave him 10. They gave him 10, so to move the sticks. First down, ball at the 48-yard line. Nichols in the backfield again. Bowers to his right. And the ball off to Bowers to give the ball to the workhorse. Works him to the 45, and that's where he's going to be stopped at. Good gain by Bowers of 4 yards. Number 42, Braylon Williams, the 4-star sophomore linebacker. Offers from all around the country. Stepping up, making a play there. Hold Bowers to 2. Make that gain of 3 on the play.
Number 19, Bryson Green, also in on the stop for the Vikes.
We're going to have 2nd and 8 ball at the 45-yard line. Hand the ball to Bowers again. Bowers, the workhorse, cuts right. He looks out. He cuts right. He's ruined again. He gets down to past the first down line, about the 36. Good job by Bowers using his eyes, using his legs, bouncing the ball outside, realizing he has the space in front of him. First down for Bowie. And now we've only gone a little bit over a minute in this third quarter, and Bowie is now driving into Lamar's territory, looking to get in the end zone for this opening drive of the second half. Nichols sends a man in motion. He fakes the give. Looks like a jet pass. Hands the ball to Bowers. Bowers is getting the ball every play in this drive. He finds a hole, cuts up, brought down at the 25-yard line. He took a hit. He kept moving his legs, picked up another 5 or so. Was that first down? Because the sticks were still moving. First down, Volunteers. Ball at the 25. Good job by Bowers finding the hole. There was no receiver on this near side. Everybody was on the far side. Lamar had people walking around trying to figure out what was coming next. Bowie has a shotgun look. Zion Shelley as a tight end. Pulls a guard. Bauer finds the hole. Follows the pulling guard. Cuts outside. Bounces outside to the 20, 10, 15, 5. Touchdown, Bowers. Touchdown, Bowie. Give the ball to Bowers every play. 4th touchdown of the game for the all-time leading rusher in Bowie Volunteers history. And that says a lot.
There have been some incredible athletes that have come through Bowie High School, but Bowers leads all rushing records as he rushes in for another score to pad the Volunteer lead.
As we wait for this extra point, Bowie has a 20-point lead, 34-14 pending this point. Bowers got the ball every play of that drive, made the best of it. Told Lamar, we're going to get you off this field as quick as possible. The extra point is up and good. The Volunteers lead 35-14, 9 minutes, 51 seconds left to go here in the third quarter. This is Bowie Volunteer Football, presented to you by Zach Arnold Productions and John Wade Roofing.
John Wade Roofing is celebrating 40 years serving the Arlington area. John Sr. played for Colt football and was the team MVP in '76. He went on to play for TCU, earning all conference honors. The family has a Colt legacy that spans generations and wants to help your family's roofing needs, plus gutters, painting, solar, and more. For more information, go to johnwaderoofing.com. Pecan Park Dental is proud to support local high school sports. If you're losing sleep because your husband sounds like a freight train at night, it's time to check for sleep apnea. Dr. Stephanie Bangs and her team offer solutions to help everyone in the family rest easy, especially before game day. Come to Pecan Park Dental, where even snorers can find peace, and so can you.
Beautiful night in the east side of Arlington. The weather's dropping, but the score is raising. 35-14, Volunteers lead over the Lamar Vikings. 9 minutes, 51 seconds left to go in the third quarter. That drive took 2 minutes off the clock, and every play was handed off to Bowers.
If it's not broke, don't fix it.
4th touchdown of the night for Darius Bowers. Good job. Darian Bowers, good job by Bowers doing everything he can. The Bowie's career all-time leading rusher. This kick is up, and it is fielded at the 22-yard line. Comes to the outside, looking for a blocker. Telling the man to block. He's looking for room. Looking for room because to the 35, 30, 35. He's finding around. He's horse-collar brought down at the 42-yard line. There's a flag. There's a Bowie volunteer on the bench. He is fighting with a few Vikings. There's some shoving. Good job by the coaches there for Bowie to kind of cut back. That's number 83 again for Lamar. He's not on the roster that we have up here, but he's been involved in both personal fouls for the Lamar Vikings tonight.
I believe, Jot, the whistle may have just been to try to get players' attention. I don't see the ball changing field position, but I would bet you that number 20, Marcus Green, is going to get an earful when he makes it back to his side of the field.
That's a very undisciplined thing. You cannot get on the bench. You put yourself in a dangerous situation where you're the only Bowie volunteer on Lamar's side. Number 83 for Lamar, he's going to have an earful when he gets back to the north side too. First down for first down, handed off, fakes the handoff, cuts upside. He's nowhere to go, brought down at the 44-yard line. Looked like a read option there. Carey had nowhere to go on that read option.
Yeah, they brought in number 3, Denzel Freeman, to join Kelton Barney and Gannon Carey back there to try to have a little triple option. And we'll see if they continue that as they make these halftime adjustments.
Another pistol look. They bring back Ogletree, the receiver back there, hands the ball off to Barney. Barney's brought down. He gets maybe a gain of a yard or two, brought down at the 46-yard line. Lamar is having a tough time with this Bowie front four as we look at 3rd and 6. Barney was able to get 2 on that play. Now Lamar is in a very tricky situation here. 3rd and 6 early on their first drive at a halftime. Gannon Carey has not thrown the ball very much. As we said, 31 yards in the first half. Sends a man in motion, looks, fires the ball off to Barney. That ball is thrown behind him, but Barney brings it in. He gets to the room, 40, 45, 50, runs a man over, 45, 40, runs another man over and brought down at the 37-yard line. Gets up flexing, first down Lamar.
That is all Kelton Barney on that play. He gets it in the backfield, lowers a shoulder, lowers again, and moves it into plus territory.
After that big catch by Barney, 1st and 10 for the Vikings at the 37. Hands the ball off to Barney, but he's going, no, he's stuffed in the backfield. He broke a man off at the 37-yard line, spun out, and he ran into a whole gang of volunteers.
Yeah, number 26, a player we don't have on the roster. And number 5, Jeremiah Brinson, who we do have, he averages 11 tackles per game. He'll get a half a tackle on that run there.
We're looking at 2nd and 12. Number 16, Donovan Atkins was the first one in the backfield. Now we have a 5-wide formation for Carey. He brings Barney in motion as an H-back up behind the line, behind the right tackle. Rolls out to the right. He's looking. He fires. Catches a man at the 38. He is forced out of it. No, he's fighting. He's looking for everything he can. He's brought down at the 36-yard line. That is number 1, Deontay Gentry. Listed here as an athlete. Brings the ball in. He has nowhere to go. Good job by Bowie to contain him for maybe 2 yards at most. Bring up 3rd and 10. Lamar has another 3rd down on this drive. Clock's ticking. 7 minutes, 15 seconds left, and we have a whistle. We have a volunteer down in the back of the field. That is number 25 for Bowie. Princeton Campbell. Listed here as a wide receiver. He's in there as a defensive back. He is down. While he is down, getting attended to, we will step aside. This is Bowie Volunteer Football with Zach Arnold Productions, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Hi everybody, Paul Lovato from Jambo's Barbecue at the historic Arlington Steakhouse here on Division Street.
You know we have the best barbecue in Arlington, but did you know we cater special events? From wings for your tailgate party to smoked prime rib for your wedding reception and everything in between. We've got you covered. Call us today.
Peace, love, barbecue, and football.
And we're back here at Wilemon Field. Number 25, Princeton Campbell, was able to get up, jog off the field. It's a little humid here tonight. There's rain in the forecast for tomorrow, so some of that humidity kind of got to him. It looked like Campbell was cramping in the back coming out of halftime. He's able to get off the field, though, so it's going to bring up 3rd and 10 for the Vikings. The ball's going to be spotted at the 36-yard line, and Lamar is out in a 5-wide formation. See if they can make magic happen here on this third down. Bowie brings the blitz. Gannon Carey takes the ball. He catches the ball. He's getting chased from the backside. He has nowhere to go. He's pushed out of bounds. Good job on the backside blitz by number 26 for Bowie. Or we have no 26, but maybe that was 27. I'll give James Wooten the credit there, 27. Like another man not on the roster, but he made a big play tonight.
Hey, if anybody in the chat knows who number 26 is, or if the Booster Club president, Chris Villacorta, is able to shoot me a text message, we'll give proper credit where due, because these last couple of plays, 26 has been flying around the field.
He did a good job. 26 went back there. He on that blitz, forced Gannon Carey to roll out to his left and pushed him out of bounds. 4th and 8 for the Vikings. Carey brings Barney to the backfield. Fakes the handoff to Barney. He's looking. He has a man. One-on-one coverage. He throws a beautiful spiral. They'll push off. Good job by number 15, Pruitt, to come back, catch that ball, and bring it in. First down, Vikings.
First and goal on the big one-on-one catch. Pruitt has been responsible for most of the receiving yards. He had that 19-yard conversion, and he picks up almost 30 on that one.
That's a good job throwing it up for the big man to go up and get it. He brought it down like a center. Now you have first and goal, ball at the 2-yard line. This might be Barney time. Hands the ball to Barney. Barney looking for a hole. He's fighting, and we're waiting to see if the sideline joke came in. The second effort might have got him into the end zone, but we're looking. We're looking. And they're going to say he is short. And there's a volunteer down on the ground at the bottom of that pile. We are going to step away real quick while they work on him and make sure he's okay. This is Bowie Volunteer Football, presented to you by Zach Arnold Productions and John Wade Roofing.
The Revamped Football League features former college players and lifelong Madden players alike who seek friendly and organized online competition. Whether you play Dynasty, Ultimate Team, or simple Play Now, enjoy College Football 25 in new and exciting ways with the RFL. Find their Discord group or learn more at revampedfootballleague.com.
And we're back. That was big number 90, Francisco Santos, the senior defensive lineman. He was at the bottom of that pile. He's able to get up there, walking him off gingerly to the sideline. He's been making plays all night for this front four of the Bowie Volunteer defense. He might have got caught up at the bottom of that pile. Hopefully the senior defensive lineman's okay, because Bowie's going to need him as they make this playoff run here. Hopefully it's nothing major. Now it's going to bring up second down and goal. Ball's at the 1-yard line. Gannon Carey with Barney next to him on his left-hand side. Low snap. Hands the ball off to Barney. Barney's going nowhere. Good job by Bowie's defense to take advantage of the fact that Lamar had a very low snap. Number 26 again. Find me a name for 26. He is making plays left and right all around the field. He is a blitzer for this volunteer defense. And now it's 3rd and 3.
From the 3.
From the 3. And Barney has been able to get no movement at all for this Viking offense. Trips left. Barney's in there as an H-back. He fakes the handoff. No, he turns around and throw it. And there's the receivers tripped in the corner of the end zone, but they said that ball was over his head, uncatchable. And the North Side fans are not happy about that one.
Well, see, Jot, what that indicates to me is that this is very obvious 2-down territory, so you have an opportunity to go for the jump pass and see if you can get something out of it, see if you can get a pass interference call from it. Unfortunately, no such luck, and it'll be 4th down and goal for the Vikings.
That ball was intended to Gregory Peoples, the senior. He was tripped in the corner of the end zone, again on an uncatchable ball. 4th and goal at the 3-yard line. Gannon Carey with Barney to his right behind him in a pistol formation. He fakes the handoff. He rolls to the right. He's looking. Rollout pass, and that ball is caught in the end zone. Touchdown Vikings. Number 0, Jesse Little, the senior, brings that ball in for the Vikings to put them back on the board to make this a 2-score game again. That was a good job by Gannon Carey to fake the handoff. When everybody in the stadium thought Barney was getting the ball, rolls out to his right. Jesse Little found a spot in the middle. We called that a nice little dig. You look for the tight end. Tight end's there. Boom. Touchdown Vikings. The extra point is up. It is good. 14-point game here. Vikings Volunteers. Volunteers get the ball after this kickoff. This is Volunteer Football, presented to you by Zach Arnold Productions and John Wade Roofing. We'll be right back.
Are you a small business owner looking for reliable insurance coverage? Or perhaps you're navigating the complexities of Medicare? Look no further. Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services is a family-owned, independent insurance agency with over 50 years of experience, specializing in tailored insurance solutions for small businesses and their owners. Whether you need property, liability, commercial, auto, or even life and health insurance, their knowledgeable agents can help you feel secure in selecting the insurance you need. Call April or Jason at 817-265-3346 or visit chapman-cornelius.com.
And we're back here after that 4-minute drive by the Lamar Vikings that had 2 third-down conversions before that goal line conversion there to give the Vikings 21 points on the board, but they still trail 35-21. 5 minutes, 48 seconds left to go in the third quarter. And Bowie's looking to get the ball back after scoring on their opening drive, and a drive that consisted of giving the ball to nobody but Bowers. Number 21 for Lamar, Jacob Vietor is back to kick the ball, and the ball is low. It's an onside kick under the legs, and he's looking, and that ball is scooped in at the 41-yard line. Woo! Dylan Talley had his head on a swivel, gets on the ball and brings it in. And that's where the Bowie Volunteers are going to take over, the 41-yard line after the onside kick.
You know, it had some good spin on it, and I respect the decision. You're down by a couple of possessions. You have had trouble trying to stop this Bowie offense, so you've got to mix it up a little bit. And honestly, field position has been between the 30 and 35-yard line anyway, so getting the ball at the 42 is only a change in about 6 or 7 yards of field position. I think it's worth 6 or 7 yards to try to gamble and see if you can get the ball back.
And now Bowie's going to take over 1st and 10. Ball hands off to Bowers. Keep on moving. Cuts out to the right. He's bouncing. He's looking for a roll. And he cuts back inside, able to make good movement on that run. Brought down at the 50-yard line by number 27 for Lamar, Jesse Holbert, the senior.
That stutter step shook away not one but 2 different Lamar defenders who overcommitted. That's a great planting of the foot there by Bowers to get a few extra yards.
And number 42, Braylon Williams, was on the play as well. 2nd and 2 for the Volunteers. Might as well do the same thing. Hand off to Bowers. Bowers looks at the middle. He makes a man miss in the backfield. He's fighting. He's pushing his way up through. Down at the 39, 40-yard line. Bowers found a man, trucked the man, took the man with him, brought down at the 39, 1st down, Volunteers.
You know, at this point, Jot, you could go into a 4-3 scheme and select the play engage 8 if you're playing NCAA 25. And I bet Bowers would still find a way to pick up 6 or 7.
And the way that this Bowie Volunteer offensive line is blocking, might as well hand the ball off to him again. And that's what they do with the lead blocker, Zion Shelley. He makes a man miss. Spin move. Could put that man in a spin cycle. And the ball comes out at the very end, but it looks like Bowers was already down on the ground.
The officials are talking. They're moving players out of the way.
Looking to see whose ball this is.
Hand signal indicates it is Bowie possession. Maybe he did fumble it, but Bowie was able to fall back on top of it.
After he put the man in the spin cycle, he hit the ground, and that ball popped out at the last minute. But a very good run by Bowers, even though he had the fumble at the very end. 2nd and 4. And he's making men miss left and right. And number 9, Zion Shelley, he's the unsung hero of his offensive line. Lead blocking as a tight end. Look for another one here. The ball snap, fakes the handoff. He turns. Dylan Talley catches that ball on a bubble screen, and he goes nowhere. Bowie's offense did not know what was going on there, and that's a loss of 2 on the play.
Thurston, number 11, getting that stop and forcing a 3rd down. I understand that when it's 2nd and short, you have your entire playbook at your disposal, but that was a low snap, and there wasn't a great response time by the offense. Way better response time by the defense, and now Lamar is going to be playing a little bit with their hair on fire to try and force a 4th down here.
Looking at a 3rd and 5 or so. That was the first pass of the second half for Bowie. This is the second pass of the second half. Throwing to Zion Shelley, number 9. He brought in, lowers his shoulder, tries to fight for more yards, but he's close to the 1st down line. He's about the 31. They're going to give him the first. They're talking about it. Let's see if it's going to be 4th and 1 or give him the 1st down. He caught that ball. He brought it in. He lowered his shoulder, said, I'm taking anybody with me. And they gave him the 1st down at the 30-yard line.
Coach Skinner was trying to plead his case that it is not 1st down, but that will fall on deaf ears.
The Volunteers offensive line gets up there really quick, hands the ball off to Bowers. Bowers cuts to the outside. He's cuts to the outside, finds a hole, stiff arms a man, and he's running. Stiff arms another man before he gets pushed out of bounds at the 18. That left arm is dangerous.
This is a grown man playing against boys right now. He's pushing 300 all-purpose yards. and it's not even to the fourth quarter.
He's pushing these guys around like he bench presses 300 out in the weight room. Left hand of Jesus there. It'll be first down, Volunteers. Ball at the 19-yard line. Zeus would be proud the way this ball is getting ran. 2 tight end set. Hand the ball off to Bowers again. He looks. He finds a hole. He's brought down at the 15-yard line. Good way to fight for 4.
Even when it feels like there's not much there, he still finds a way to turn nothing into 5 yards. It's incredible.
He ducked his shoulder. He ducked down. He's fighting for everything he got. Good job by Bowers. 2nd and 5. Ball at the 15-yard line, and the Volunteers are in the red zone. Looking to make this a 3-score game again if they could get in the end zone here. 2nd and 6. Bowers to the right of Nichols, who's only doing 2 passes all second half. Zion Shelley lined up as a tight end again, left side. 2 tight ends set for the Volunteers. Nichols draws back. He's looking. He looked for Talley at the first time. He rolls out. He scrambled. He's going to go nowhere. First sack of the game for the Volunteers to bring up a big 3rd down. When he came out of that, the ball was snapped, he came out, he looked for Dylan Talley on a quick slant across the middle, but he was covered. He had a safety over the top. Larry Nichols tried to roll out, had nowhere to go. Good job by Lamar to wrap Nichols up to keep him from getting anywhere. 3rd and 12.
Guess who? Number 42, Braylon the Beast Williams in on the sack. 3rd down and behind the sticks for Bowie.
5-wide formation for Buoy. Larry Nichols sends Bowers out into the slot. He drops back, he looks, he fires, gets Zion Shelley. Zion Shelley's brought down at the 17 after bringing that ball in. Quick pass, 4th down for the Volunteers. And the Vikings are calling for great Odin's Raven right here to get this offense off the field. 4th and 6, a minute left to go in the 3rd quarter, and Bowie's taking their time to call a play.
Under a minute to go in this 3rd period.
See number 42 for Lamar. He's looking. He's telling people where to go on the defense. On the offense, they have another 2 tight end set again. Darian Bowers to the left of Nichols. Ball snap. He's looking to his left, looking for Talley. He's looking. And that ball is thrown underneath. Caught by the tight end. First down, Bowie. He makes a man miss. He fights off a tackle, and he's brought down at the 5-yard line. Number 19 for Bowie. Brody Ferguson. First time we've called his name tonight.
I think it may be the first time we've called his name all season. And he converts on 4th down to set up a 1st and goal. And I think Bowie is content to let the remainder of this clock run out, Jot. 15 on the game clock. We'll go ahead and call it and say that we are headed to the final 12 minutes of play as we get ready to potentially witness history here at Wilemon Field.
As we head to the 4th quarter, we want to thank our sponsors. Pecan Park Dental sponsors the 4th quarter for us here at Zach Arnold Productions. Pecan Park Dental offers various dental services tailored to meet your individual needs. With the latest technology and friendliest staff in town, let Pecan Park help you achieve and maintain healthy teeth for a lifetime. Call 817-497-8826 to schedule your way to a brighter smile. Pecan Park Dental. As they switch sides of the field, we're going to step away real quick. This is Zach Arnold Productions presented by John Wade Roofing, bringing you Bowie Volunteer Football.
John Wade Roofing has been serving the Arlington area since 1982, but the Wade legacy runs much deeper in the city of Arlington. A pioneer family that has had roots going back decades, John Wade and Company saw relatives attend the Cooper Street Arlington High campus and has had members play in Colt athletics for decades. And they're looking forward to serving this community for decades to come. Find out more at johnwaderoofing.com.
4th quarter is now underway here on the east side of Arlington. 35-21 Volunteers over the Vikes. And Volunteers are looking to stomp their way into the end zone to make this a 3-score lead once again. Ball's going to be spotted at the 5-yard line, 1st and goal at the 5. Bowie has thrown 3 passes all of the 3rd quarter. As we enter the 4th, I know where this ball might go. Look for Darian Bowers, who's lined up next to Larry Nichols on the shotgun. That ball is where it's going to go. Darian Bowers fights his way, hands the ball off. He's fighting his way. He's going. And that is a touchdown, Volunteers. And his helmet comes off, but he made his way to the end zone. Good job by Darian Bowers. Follow your blocking now. It's a 3-score lead again for the Bowie Volunteers. Pending this extra point, we're looking at either 20 or 21. And now Lamar is a very, very tricky situation where they have to score every time they touch the ball and touch the score as quick as possible.
They just have not been able to stop him. They have tried different approaches, and none have been successful as Darian Bowers continues to be a juggernaut for this offense.
Leo Espindoza's extra point is up. It is good. He is 6 for 6 on the night, 42-21. Volunteers over the Vikings on volunteer radio. Presented to you by Zach Arnold Productions and John Wade Roofing. Step away one moment while they switch sides to get ready.
Taquería Taco Express es la taquería oficial de Zach Arnold Productions. Extraordinaria y auténtica comida mexicana. Aquí encontrarás el mejor menú para el paladar más exigente. Puedes visitarlos en una de sus 3 sucursales ubicadas en Arlington y en Green Prairie. No te pierdas de su grandioso especial todos los martes, Taco Tuesday, de 5 tacos y un agua fresca por solo $10. Para encontrarnos o hacer un pedido, visítalos a su página web taqueriatacoexpress.com.
(42-21), 11:54 to go in this ball game. Bowie in complete control as we look ahead to a potential great sequence for this Bowie Volunteer football team. Zach Arnold with Jot Holly, and Jot, Bowie has already guaranteed themselves a playoff appearance. They've guaranteed themselves a home game. And now they're playing 11 minutes and 54 more seconds of football that could guarantee them something they have not had in over a decade. End over end kick, fielded at the 25, got a crease up the middle, and finally getting pounded across the 40-yard line. It's a great return by number 14, Zion Johnson, a sophomore offensive and defensive player.
He took a shot, but he got up. He's walking off the field. He did everything he could on that return to make sure to put Lamar in territory to try to strike here. Like you said, Bowie's looking for something they haven't had in 10 years, over a decade.
I believe it's 12.
12 years, over a decade. I was in high school still then. That might have came over me. Well, it happens.
Carey with the option. He'll keep it. Got a lead blocker, but it's not going to matter as the Bowie defense comes in and corrals Carey back at the 40. In on the stop, Galatian Palgofi.
And it's been a night and day difference for this Lamar offense compared to last week. Last week they could do no wrong. This week they've had a hard time blocking the front 4 of the Bowie Volunteers. Carey's had nowhere to run. Barney's been brought down in the backfield pretty much every time he's gotten the ball. It's been a very hard-fought game for this offense to move the ball anywhere.
That pass is deflected at midfield. The intended target was Camille Pruitt, the favorite target of Gannon Carey. Good job by the Bowie secondary there to break up the pass. I believe that was Johnny McCone on the breakup, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
See if Gannon Carey goes back on his 3rd down, back towards Pruitt. He's been, like you said, he's been his favorite target. He has 2 big plays, no touchdowns yet, but he came close on that last drive. Look to see if he can get something here on 3rd and 14.
Play action. Carey stepping up, rolling out. Throwing on the run towards the sidelines. No flags. Peoples Jr. the intended target, and it'll bring up 4th and 14, and I would imagine, no, the punt unit is going to come out. I know you're on this side of midfield, but when you're trailing 42-21, my goodness. Darian Bowers with 4 rushing scores and a receiving score, 5 total on the evening. And he is not done yet with 11:01 to go in the ball game.
It's going to be interesting with the 3-score lead if Bowers comes in for the fourth quarter after having 5 touchdowns already total.
A delay of game is going to be issued against Lamar. That may be just their second penalty of the game.
Yeah,
that's what's so odd is Lamar is winning in terms of penalty yardage and turnovers. And according to fundamentals statistics, if you told a coach that you had way fewer penalty yards and you were winning the turnover battle 2-0, you would think, hey, I'm in this one.
Yeah, when you have you've given them you had no turnovers on the game, you have 2 picks of the opposing quarterback's team, of the opposing quarterback, you would think that this game's a lot closer. But when you look at the stat that that the opposing running back has 5 total touchdowns, you realize why this is a 3-score game.
We'll step aside for a brief break as Coach Sam calls timeout for Bowie. Thanks to Pecan Park Dental for supporting tonight's game. For busy families looking to improve their smiles, Dr. Stephanie Bangs offers clear aligners, a convenient, discreet way to straighten teeth without brackets and wires. Perfect for students, parents, and anyone who wants a beautiful smile with minimal fuss. Visit Pecan Park Dental in Arlington and make the clear choice for your family's dental health. Back to live action at Wilemon Field. 42-21, and the Vols are about to get the ball back. 11:01 to go in the ball game. A near block there, as this one will fly end over end and go out of bounds near the 34-yard line. We'll keep it right here as the teams get ready to reset. Jot, we saw number 14, Denzel Ponder, come in to give Bowers a spell. But according to the Dallas Morning News, Bowers has run it 21 times for 231 yards and 4 scores. He's averaging 11 yards per carry on the night. He's averaging a first down every time he touches the ball.
And it's been proven. Every play I believe he's ran the ball has been almost a first down. Bowers is the perfect workhorse back for this offense. It takes a lot of pressure off of Larry Nichols. It takes a lot of pressure off of Dylan Talley, your star receiver, knowing that your running backs can be able to get the majority of the carries, get you in good positions to set your quarterback up, set your running back up. Early in the year, he had a struggle with that when he played some of the harder teams. Tonight, no struggle at all.
Bowers will take it again to about the 35-yard line after Birdow comes in motion. Kedrick Osunde-Brown is by himself on the bottom of your screen.
A lot of that wouldn't be where it is if it wasn't for number 78, Drake Freeman, on the offensive line. Big right guard. He's been pulling all night. Number 52, Ian Mays, the senior. He's been pulling all night. He's been making sure Bowers gets good holes. Number 9, Zion Shelley, your lead blocker. Guys like that, they deserve as much credit as a running back does as well.
There goes Bowers across the 40-yard line, very near first down yardage as the clock continues to roll.
Speaking of big number 78, Drake Freeman, he saw Braylon Williams and he said, I'm going to take you down. He took him down as far as possible. Good job. Big block by the right guard there. As an offensive lineman myself, I love it. I love giving the offensive line credit when the running back is doing well because you can't have one without the other. They have 3rd and 2 with ball handoff again to Bowers. Bowers looking for a hole. He's looking. He's fighting. He gets his way, and he brings the ball is down, but he is down already. They're going to say it was a fumble, but it was recovered back by Zion Shelley, number 9, for Bowie.
And is that a 4th down?
That was 4th down. He didn't get it, and he didn't get it in terms of yards. And if they say that he wasn't down on the fumble, the ball's going to be spotted back at the 36, 4th down. 4th and 5, I believe, for Bowie. They're bringing the punt team out.
This may be the first Bowie punt of the night.
In distant memory. It might be the first one in distant memory. There might have been one somewhere late in the first half. But
I don't believe there was. So Galatian Palagofi lining up in deep punt formation. He'll send it away.
No rust there.
And over end, fielded at the 30. Taking it to the 40 and across the 40 to the 42-yard line. A good return there by Deontay Gentry.
Good.
And it'll be first down for Lamar. They're going to be quick to come out onto the field, so we'll keep it here with 8:56 to go in the ball game.
Good return by Gentry, but number 20, Javin Bass, the sophomore, he came in with a block. It was one that deserves to be on SportsCenter tonight. The way that ball was that he came in ready to block.
So Gannon Carey comes out with 2 running backs again with the ball right on the 45-yard line. Low snap, pass all the way, and it's way too high, incomplete. Pruitt probably stands about 6'3", Jot, but that one was still too tall for him.
That was too tall for him. I think Gannon Carey, he feels that pressure even with the 2 running backs in the backfield. Does it as more of a blockers in that pass. He felt the pressure knowing that he had to get the ball quick. Bowie's been back there all night in the backfield. Gannon Carey's had nowhere to throw it. He's been around the run as much as possible. Now he has the 2 running backs to the side as a split back formation.
It's a 3-receiver set. Barney will get it, and he will not get far. To about the 47, that'll bring up 3rd down and 8.
And big number 90, Francisco Santos, who we saw walk off in the 3rd quarter with the injury at the goal line, came in, made that tackle. The senior said, I'm going to shake this off to see my team win a district title. And they're 8 minutes and 30 seconds away from doing that. We're looking at 3rd and 8. Gannon Carey, 3 receivers to his right, Barney to his right. Handoff, fakes the handoff to Barney. He's looking, he rolls out to his right. He's under pressure. He rolls all the way to the sideline. He has nowhere to throw it, and he slides down to protect himself at the 39-yard line. He had nothing but black shirts in his way. That's going to bring up a big 4th down for the Vikings. And now they're in a situation that they should go for it, but they're going to bring the punt unit out again. Clock's ticking, under 8 minutes to go. That was a loss of 3 there by Gannon Carey. That was a loss of 6 there by Gannon Carey. I'm sorry, 4th and 14. 7 minutes, 45 seconds left to go in the ball game from Bowie getting their first district title in over a decade. And we have a timeout on the field. Lamar had a man run on late, and they're going to take a timeout. We'll step away really quick while the offense gets set. This is Zach Arnold Productions presented by John Wade Roofing, bringing you Bowie Volunteer Football.
Hey, Arlington residents, are you tired of rising insurance rates? Then it's time to make the switch to Chapman Cornelius Insurance Services, Inc. Since 1984, they've been your trusted local insurance experts, offering competitive quotes for all your needs. Auto, homeowners, umbrella, renters, boats, and even classic cars. Why settle for less when you can get the best? Compare coverages today and see how much you can save. Call April or Jason at 817-265-3346. Chapman Cornelius, your local insurance partner since 1984. Seven and a half minutes to history, and we're here bringing you all the action. Zach Arnold and Jot Holly on the call. Jordan Parks on the camera for Zach Arnold Productions tonight. We've got a very lively chat tuning in on YouTube. If you become a subscriber, you can join the chat as well. Eddie Reyes saying, let's go Bowie. Do y'all think Bowers is the best Bowie running back of all time? The statistics would seem to indicate that. It's Leilani asking, who is number 17 for Lamar? That is Jamon Inocente, a senior defensive back.
Delay a game on the Vikings again. I believe I see the ship sinking in the night for the Vikings.
42-21 the score in favor of the Volunteers. And they are about to get the ball back. Thompson.
That ball's tipped.
Got it tipped straight up in the air, and a Bowie bounce to the 40-yard line. It will be downed there, and it will be Bowie possession.
Bowie's gotten close each punt of the last 2. They were able to get back there this time and tip it and bring it in. Lamar did a good job to kind of corral it and bring it in, but to stop any type of extra roll in Bowie's favor. But bringing it in at the 40-yard line, you're putting your defense in a very dangerous territory already for an offense that has shown all night that they can do what they want to do. And it looks
we'll see if they keep doing it.
Larry Nichols has been pulled out of the game, I believe. They're going to rest the starting quarterback. But Darian Bowers is still in the game. He's in the backfield.
Jaden Bibbs, number 10, hands it off to number 6. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage and take 3 or 4 Lamar defenders with him. That may be the hardest earned 5 yards of the night as Bowers powers his way for 5.
And number 46, Elijah Ray, got up. He got up mad. Why? Because he felt the left arm of doom from Darian Bowers. He drug him down with a face mask that they felt all the way back on the north side. Good stiff arm. Great left-handed stiff arm by Darian Bowers.
Bibbs gives it again. Bowers runs into a defender, keeps the legs churning, and will get to about the 31-yard line, says the head linesman. Line to gain is the 30. So it's 3rd down and a yard.
That's a tough running back right there. He comes out with his helmet off after taking 2 Vikings with him. He's going to run off the sideline for a play, and I bet he's going to come back on the following play to run this ball into the end zone.
He'll have to sit out for a play as Bibbs looks to the sideline for the play call. We'll see who joins him in the backfield. I see a 22. That may be Joseph Campbell. 2 on the play clock. They just get it off. Campbell gets it, and he gets popped at the 32-yard line. When it's not number 6, it's no dice. Deontay Gentry, one of the first men in on the hit.
The Volunteers offense was not ready. They came out in a very heavy set. They had 2 lead blockers, but either they're tight ends or more like fullbacks.
Okello was one of them.
And they got no blocking from the front 7, I guess, at that point in time with the 2 lead blockers. Lamar was able to get back there and penetrate, bringing up a big 4th and 2.
Denzel Ponder into the backfield. Bibbs receiving the snap. He'll give it to Ponder, patiently waits for a hole, leans towards the 30-yard line, and he may not get there. Head linesman indicates that he is short of the line to gain. The line judge on the far side of the field is a little more generous. Coach Skinner asking for a measurement, but they are saying that it is Viking football. We'll take a short break and be right back with the next possession on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing.
Looking for the most unique gift for your student or athlete? Local Legends Figures has you covered. The custom 6-inch figures are designed with you and your legend in mind. They even immortalize yours truly with a custom, never-before-used model to create a Zach the Voice figure for my 30th birthday. Huge thanks to our friends at Local Legends Figures. See pricing and place orders at locallegendsfigures.com.
So they called an official timeout, possibly for a measurement, but the chain gang has already moved. They're going to say that Denzel Ponder was short of the line to gain, and it'll give Lamar the ball back with 5 minutes and 9 seconds to go. Eddie Reyes in the chat saying Vikings going to need Thor at this point. The question is this Thor from Ragnarok or Thor from Love and Thunder? Because I feel like those are 2 very different Thors.
They had Thor's hammer in the backfield, but he's been wrapped up all night.
Barney to the backfield. Runs up the middle across the 35 to the 36.
It's going to take a Herculean effort here. 5 minutes left to go in the game for the Vikings to even attempt to come back.
And the problem is they are a run-first offense like Bowie, and the clock is not in their favor.
Yeah.
4 receiver set, 3 to the bottom of your screen. Carey calls for it, going with a bubble screen underneath. It's caught, diving for the 40-yard line. That's number 0?
Number 0.
That's number 0. Sometimes the 0s and the 8s get me confused, but that's Jesse Little with the catch, and it's a first down to the 42.
Time's not your friend when your offense is walking to the line of scrimmage trying to figure out what the next play is.
Empty backfield, 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Now Barney in motion from the slot. Carey gives to him to the 45, and he'll get popped there. 4 minutes left in Lamar's postseason hopes. This will be their 4th district loss, and you need 4 district wins in order to have a chance at a postseason in an 8-team district like this one. Empty backfield, Barney in motion. Under 4 to go. Low snap, Carey with the pass, stepping up, going deep, and it'll get deflected off of the hands into double coverage across the middle of the field, incomplete.
That was number 7, Savon Ogletree. He had a step on his defender, but he had a safety kind of shading over the top. That ball was thrown high enough to where Ogletree could tip it up in the air, but it was thrown on a rope, so it's not like Ogletree had much time to adjust to come back to bring it in.
3:47 to go. 3rd down and 7. 3 to the right, 1 to the bottom. Carey looking to that bottom side. It's a comeback route, and it is caught. Gentry with the first down grab.
That was a beautiful curl route by Gentry. He get the outside. He had enough space. The defender for Bowie was playing too far back.
Away from the play on the opposite side of the field near Bowie's sideline, there is a flag down. And it is an illegal procedure against Lamar that will negate that first down.
Yeah, that's one of the things you don't need. You're already against the clock here. 3 minutes, 40 seconds left to go in the game. You had a big first down like that. You're down by 3 scores. I understand time is not your friend in this instant, but you can't have penalties like that. You did very well the whole first half, only having 1 penalty. That was at the very end of the first half. Now you've came out. You've had multiple penalties this half. You've let the game slip away from you, and now this ship is sailing into the night.
Carey steps up in the pocket. Got a man and overthrew it.
Good round, boy.
Number
That
1,
was a good run by Gentry.
Gentry he had multiple steps on the closest defender from Bowie. That's just an overthrow. Carey has not had many chances in the last 2 weeks that we've seen him to throw the ball deep like that. He took his shot there. Just a miss. Just overthrew him. He had time. If he brings that ball in a little bit or just controls his arm as that ball is getting released out, that's a touchdown.
As it is 4th down and about 12, says the scoreboard. Carey throws it, and it's caught at the 40.
Number 7, Ogletree, brings that ball in at the 40. Gets pushed out of bounds. Good job to watch the ball, hit your hands, scoop it in. First down, Vikings.
3 minutes and 20 seconds. Vikings into plus territory. They have 2 timeouts as the clock rolls. Empty set for Gannon Carey. 3-year starter for the Vikings. Trying to orchestrate a little late game magic as he keeps it himself and takes it to the middle of the field, and he'll get roped down at around the 31-yard line.
And that's one thing we haven't seen. I know it's the end of the game, basically, for the Vikings. Last week, we saw a lot of Carey running the ball on the read option. Tonight, he's handing the ball off. There's been no space for Barney to go. Carey hasn't kept the ball very much to himself. For a run like that.
21, Isaac Rodriguez in on the tackle as we approach 2.5 minutes to go.
And they have a double stack formation type of look down here. Bubble screen, that goes nowhere.
Was that caught? I thought it hit the ground.
It might have hit the ground. Either way, number 21 for Bowie. Isaac Rodriguez, the senior, was all over that.
Making back-to-back plays is number 21 as Bowie leads by 21. Coming up on 2 minutes to go here at Wilemon Field. The Volunteers moments away from history. Low snap, Carey with the pass, and it's picked off. They read the undertone, and it is Bowie ball. What a great response by Johnny McCone. Forces the turnover, and it should be all over but the crying.
Good job by Pruitt to bring McCone down, keep preventing a pick 6. Good job on McCone. He saw the curl route coming. He got beat by it earlier on this drive. He was able to come back, get the pick, and get them the ball back.
We'll take a short break and be back with the final 2 minutes here on Zap.
Las albercas en Texas necesitan servicios durante todo el año. Rummy Pools brinda servicios de calidad, incluyendo limpieza, mantenimiento y reparaciones. Llama al número 469-951-0107 Para una consulta gratuita y pregunta por Roberto. Romy Pools, haremos que te enamores de tu alberca de nuevo.
Bowie ball. It's going to be an end around. Spinning out of one tackle, up the sidelines, and getting first down yardage. Number 11, we haven't called his name yet, Maxwell Nichols, getting in on the coverage, on the play there, rather. Picking up 9. It'll be second down.
It was interesting because they brought Larry Nichols back at quarterback for that play and the end around. The Volunteers fell for it. Good job by Maxwell Nichols to take that ball on the outside for the end around. Pick up 9.
A Nichols to Nichols connection, and it looks like this is mostly the Bowie 2s getting some playing time with the ball game in hand. Kedrick Osunde Brown, the only remaining starter at the top of your screen. A host of backups in for the Vols now. Handoff, and this could be trouble. Into the open field, all the way down to the goal line. What is the call? First and goal at the 1 for number 22, Joseph Campbell.
There's a late flag after that play. Campbell, he saw Poseidon's great sea open up, took it straight down, got brought down at the 1 yard line. All the mythology jokes are happening here as the Vikings are just getting sailed upon by the Volunteers.
Oh, I've got something in store as well for the end of the game, my friend.
Great Oaten's Raven. A very good line from Anchorman.
We'll see what the call is.
It looks like they're walking back some of those yards, but it came after the play. It wasn't on the tackle. It was off away from the tackle.
Speaking of the tackle, number 22, Campbell, is on the far sideline being tended to by the training staff. So while they sort this out and tend to him, we'll take one more short break here on Zap.
Hey, this is John Wade Jr., Colt Football 97, class of 98. And the next time you have a roofing issue, be sure and call Arlington's favorite roofer, John Wade Roofing. Look us up on the internet at johnwaderoofing.com.
One minute to go in the ball game. First and goal at the 1. Clock is rolling. And fans, we want to remind you to stay tuned for the post-game show presented by John Wade Roofing. At the conclusion of this ball game, it is all over but the crying. They're going to run it, and they'll put it in for 6 more.
Number 14, Denzel Ponder, said, Barrers, you can't hog all the touchdowns tonight. I got to get one too. Touchdown Ponder. The game's already been sealed.
With 43 seconds left.
Now it's signed, sealed, delivered.
I feel like all it took was a kneel down, but Bowie wanted a few more exclamation points. 43 seconds to go.
And like ships passing through the night, the Volunteers are heading to a district title. The Vikings are heading to an off season of working out and getting ready for next year.
Extra point is up and good. Your new score with 43 ticks to go in the fourth is Bowie 49, Lamar 21. Fans, a reminder to stay tuned for the postgame show presented by our friends at John Wade Roofing. At the immediate conclusion of this ball game, we'll pull up stats provided by the Dallas Morning News, plus some thoughts on this ball game, the impact that it has on the district, and some scores from the rest of the district. All that and more to come in just 43 seconds of game film.
Does all that come with a bag of chips as well? Because I'm getting kind of hungry. As we're getting ready for the last 43 seconds, the Vikings are out on the field. They got some of the guys, the guys that come out for practice every day. The twos are out there ready to return this kick. 43 seconds away. Now, somebody can find that bag of chips. I would prefer maybe crunchy Cheetos, just anything.
Cheetos are a standby. I'm a fan of the Cool Ranch Doritos myself.
I don't like that way when you bite into it. It kind of pokes you in the top of your gums.
It bites you back a little bit.
It bites you back. The chip that bites you back. I know that's the goldfish line, but
Right, the snack that smiles back and the chip that bites you back. I still can't get over people across the pond calling French fries chips. When you have fish and chips, it's not potato chips.
What do they call French fries in France?
Fries? I don't know.
I don't know. Hey, do you know the
Like do they call it Chinese food if you're in China, or do they just call it food?
food?
Just call it food.
Hey, do you know what do they call a quarter pounder? And what do they call a quarter pounder in Amsterdam?
I have no idea.
A Royale with cheese.
Oh, of course. It's getting late, folks.
Hey, Pulp Fiction's a really good movie. Only for those old enough to watch it.
Kick is on its way. Fielded at the 24.
Looking for a block. Good block there.
And losing a yard or two is Jesse Little, as he will go back to about the 21-yard line. 36 seconds on the clock. And we'll see just how aggressive Lamar wants to be during these final few plays of the ball game.
And I know Lamar is down by 4 scores, but it's good senior leadership by number 2, Gannon Carey. He's been out fighting all night, trying to do anything he can to keep this team in this game. He's going to end the game on offense for the Vikings. As a senior, I know this is not how you want to go out. You have next week still to try to get a win to end your high school career. But it's good leadership there to show that I'm going to come out for the last 36 seconds with my team who's been fighting all night.
This will be a pass to Barney. Looking for the corner. He's got it. Looking for a block. He doesn't have that, but he does have some positive yardage there. 20 seconds on the game clock. This could be it. Final play of the ball game coming up here. 7 seconds. Carry. And a timeout will be called by Bowie with 6 seconds to go. We'll have stats from this ball game, scores from the district, and more on the post-game show presented by John Wade Roofing, Arlington's favorite roofer since 1982. Zach Arnold on the play-by-play, Jot Holly on color, Jordan Parks on the camera to bring you Bowie Vols football on Zap, presented by John Wade Roofing here tonight. Next week, it's the regular season finale. The Volunteers are on the road at South Grand Prairie, so Zap will be bringing you other district action, quite possibly one of the biggest rivalries in the city of Arlington. It's the Arlington Colts and the Martin Warriors next week on Zap. Empty backfield for Gannon Carey. Low snap, looking to pass. Stepping away, loses the football, and that will be the final play of the ball game. Yo-ho! All hands hoist the trophy high in East Arlington. 12 years ago, these young men were starting first grade, and now they take first place in 8-6A. Led by the school's all-time leading rusher, Darian Bowers, and the Bowie Volunteers are now outright and undisputed district champions of 8-6A. Volunteers 49, Vikings 21. It's a final at Wilemon Field. What else can you say that has not been said already, Jot? This team moves to 6-0 in the district, and regardless of what happens next week at South Grand Prairie, Bowie is the district champion for the first time since 2012 and is guaranteed a home game this first week of the playoffs and possibly even the second week of the playoffs, depending on opponent and location. Ever since their loss back on September the 13th against Capel, the Volunteers have not lost a ball game. 6-3, 6-0 on the season with 1 week to go.
It's gonna be a fun ride back down New York because you're going south. It's gonna be a fun ride back down south New York for the Bowie Volunteers, the district champions of 8-6A. But you don't want to let that get too far ahead of you. You still have next week with South Grand Prairie before you get to the playoffs. But you know you're going to the playoffs with a home game guaranteed. You don't have to leave the city of Arlington unless you choose to. And you get something that you seniors will remember, that you went through 3 senior classes, that you went through so many senior classes that these players have seen kids come and go in front of them. Now they're the seniors that are 8-6A champions. First time in 12 years since 2012. Something that the school would never forget. These players in 10 years, when they come back for the 10-year reunion, 20-year reunion, they will always be remembered as the 8-6A champions in 2024. That's something that you can never take away from them. Every kid that came out this season practiced from off-season workouts, summer training workouts. You went through the heat. You went through the long days. You were outside in the rain. You've challenged each other to get better. You got better, and now you are 8-6A champions, something that you will never forget. But the journey's not over yet. Every high school in the state wants to be Texas State champions.
They do.
Everybody that played all summer through 100-degree heat, they want to be Texas State champions. You are one step from there. You still got a few weeks left to go, so be prepared. You celebrate tonight. Have fun this weekend. Go to your parade on Monday when everybody in the school acknowledges you for winning the game, for being 8-6A champions. And by Tuesday, you get ready for South Grand Prairie.
Alma maters are playing as handshakes are concluding. We'll try to show you that celebration as Lamar gets ready to head to the locker room. They still have a game against Grand Prairie for their senior night next week, but this game effectively eliminates them from postseason opportunity. They had 2 really solid games and game plans against Sam Houston and against Arlington, but a team that put up 70 last week only able to put up 21 tonight against this Bowie defensive front. Some great performances by Jeremiah Brinson, Okello, Isaac Rodriguez and company. Johnny McCone with a game-sealing interception. We talk a lot about players like Bowers and Nichols and Talley, but this Bowie defense is also something to be reckoned with as this team just gets better and better as the years and the weeks go by.
And in basketball, Shaquille O'Neal always talks about the others. He always said that him and Kobe Bryant would never win championships without the others. The Rick Fox, the Derek Fisher. On defense, you have Okello, who's the star of the defensive line, but you can't do everything by yourself without the others. Francisco Santos got hurt in the third quarter, came back out, made a big tackle in the fourth quarter. Joseph Williams, the defensive lineman, did a very good job all year as a defensive lineman. Tonight he made big plays. Your defense comes up big. It's not about the star sometimes. It's about everybody else that makes a whole team. Isaac Rodriguez in the back end as your secondary. Good job all the way around. And now you're district champions. On the offensive line, same thing. Zion Shelley all night as your tight end. He's a running back listed on the depth chart. He said, you know what? We don't have a tight end. I can block. I'm a big kid. I can catch the ball. He comes out all year. Lead blocker. Good job by Zion Shelley. A lot of these other guys that you name, Maxwell Nichols. You have Drake Freeman on the offensive line. You have Kevin Velasquez on the offensive line. Seniors. These are guys that make an impact all the way around. You can't do it all without the others.
A total team effort by a team that seems to be primed for history and destiny. Jot, you and I are graduates from the early 2010s era. Where were you back in 2012? when Bowie last won their district championship.
I graduated in 11, so 12 I was somewhere doing something.
Somewhere doing something.
I probably shouldn't have been doing. 2012, I was on my way to about to live life and live in another city a year after being in high school. So I was there in 11 against a lot of those players. I played against a lot of those players that were on that 2012 team.
The team stands to break their huddle as they get ready to unveil the trophy. The Bowie Volunteers are officially champions of 8-6A, and their waiting fans come to celebrate their seniors here on senior night. We'll go ahead and officially bring you into the studio here at Wilemon. The opposite press box. Jot Holly, Zach Arnold on the call for this district clinching ball game. 474 total yards, says the Dallas Morning News. And Darian Bowers accounted for 244 of those on the ground and another 74 on the screen pass in the first half. Over 300 all-purpose yards, 5 touchdowns. It's going to be really tough to see who wins district MVP, because I feel like Bowers is definitely a contender for that, but his quarterback orchestrated a great game plan as well. 13 of 17 for 227 and a couple of scores for himself as well.
I'm of the nature run first instead of the pass. So other people are on the nature that you pass, and eventually the defense will spread back so you can run the ball. This is a run first team. The offense doesn't move without Darian Bowers. We saw earlier in the year in games that Bowers weren't here, games that Bowers had gotten hurt. The offense doesn't move without Bowers. He, in my opinion, would be the favorite for district MVP. He had 5 touchdowns in a crucial game today, a district clinching game against your north side rivals. That is a very, very hard thing to do. 5 touchdowns for anybody is hard to do.
It is.
But on the ground, he was cutting up left and right. He has the left arm of doom when it comes to carrying the ball, the stiff arm. That is important, especially as a lineman myself. That is important to have a running back there that you can hand the ball off. He'll follow your blocks and he'll make sure that you look good in the end.
I was about to say.
You get that 5-yard carry. Looks good on his stats, but it looks good on your helmet with the helmet stickers.
I was about to say, he makes his offensive line look good and vice versa. That front 5 for Bowie just keeps getting better and keeps getting stronger. District champs for the first time since 2012, but the rest of the district is still trying to figure out their playoff position and their seeding. South Grand Prairie and Haltom both clinched a playoff berth with their 4th win in district, but Haltom took down the Warriors by a score of 23-21 last evening. Arlington currently leads going into the 4th quarter against Grand Prairie by a score of 38-14. That would be Arlington's 4th district win, and depending on how things go against Martin next week, that game between Arlington and Martin could be what determines who is the 4th and final playoff team.
It's looking good when you have a lead like Arlington does now. As long as you hold on to the lead to the 4th quarter, you should be looking towards the playoffs. But next week, you get your hated rival, a crosstown rival, the 2 schools that aren't very friendly to each other between Martin and Arlington. It goes all the way back. It's always been that way. And they have a chance to make up the rest of the seeding. For Bowie, you're in. You're the number 1 seed. You're at home for the first round playoff game. You get to decide where you want to play, if it's going to be here or anywhere else around the city. So you're set. South Grand Prairie, we saw them. I got to see them at homecoming versus Arlington, where Arlington put up a big score on them and win. They lost a close game last night, but they're with 4 wins and Haltom with 4 wins. Those are 2 teams that are going to be dangerous in the playoffs if they have to go travel. So it's going to be very interesting to see who gets the 4th seed and see how everything shakes up.
I mean, Arlington could be eliminated if they lose to Martin, because Martin would have a tiebreaker over them. Or if they win, they could be the 2nd seed. So the Colts have a lot to play for in this next week, and we're going to be covering that game here on Zap on YouTube. It's going to be a big one. Right now, the Arlington game against Grand Prairie is over on the Zach the Voice Facebook Live page with Tim Costello and my pops Doug on the call. If you're interested in keeping up with other district action, be sure to go and tune into that. One of the other district scores, it's not even a question. Martin 60, Sam Houston 13 early in the fourth quarter. That one is well in hand. We'll keep close tabs on everything else that's going on in the district, but essentially Sam Houston, Lamar, and Grand Prairie are eliminated, but there are 5 teams contending for 4 playoff spots as we go into the last week of the season. So be sure to hit that subscribe button and tune in to next week's Game of the Week, a big rivalry between Arlington and Martin. But I think that is going to do it for this district championship clinching win for your Bowie Volunteers here tonight. Quick reminder that this post-game show is presented by John Wade Roofing. John Sr. played for Arlington High and was the team MVP in '76, and then he also played for TCU and UTA football, earning all conference honors. He played for the Houston Oilers for a brief time, but then started roofing in 1982 and never looked back. The company has been serving the Arlington area for over 40 years now and wants to help your family's roofing needs as well. Call the family that does more at 817-265-5520. Jot, any final thoughts before we sign off?
Very impressive by the Volunteers. The Vikings should hold their head up high. I know they have a lot of seniors on the team. They have one more week next week to kind of go out and end their senior season for a lot of those guys like Gannon Carey. And they pulled away 2 big wins the last 2 weeks. The Volunteers, I got to do a lot of their games during the preseason. It's a head and shoulders difference from the first 3 games to these last 6. These last 6 have been very dominant. They have a big game next week versus South Grand Prairie, but they already know they're in. So we might get to see some guys who don't get a chance to play very often who've been there with you all season. So good job by the Volunteers. You're 8-6A district champion, something that nobody will ever take away from you. Enjoy it. And next week we got a big game on a big stage in a place that you and me both know very well.
You're about to graduate from UTA. I graduated from UTA, and these 2 teams are very familiar with each other at Maverick Stadium, so the rivalry will be renewed right off of Davis Drive, and we'll be there to call the action. But that's going to do it for us from Wilemon Field. For Jot Holly, Zach Arnold, and Jordan Parks on the camera, we thank you all for tuning in to tonight's broadcast and supporting local football and local businesses. Until next time, good night from Arlington, Texas.